Hello, everybody, and welcome to Girls Guts Glory. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday afternoon with us. As you can tell, we're pretty excited for the first episode of the new year, 2019, you guys. We made it. And also, you'll notice we have an amazing guest with us today. Yeah, it's going to be incredible. She is going to be playing Evelyn. So, as you can tell, beautiful wig. It'll be absolutely glorious. So we cannot wait to play with her. And also, we have a death save giveaway. Look at how cool we look right now.
We're all wearing death saves for the most part.
Everybody looks awesome.
But we have t-shirt to give away. So
That I'm wearing. How cool is that? Come on.
yeah. Oops.
So you can be like us, and you can wear your Death Save shirt while watching us on replay or something, if that's what you do. But it's gonna be good. But stick around. We'll have our moderators draft the name, kind of whenever, but usually during break at some point. And we will take your questions during break as well, as we're kind of sitting around. We're always here to answer fun things for you guys.
You must be present in chat to win.
Yes.
So exclamation point raffle. I think we have TK in there moderating. So
And I believe we can ship internationally. So don't, if you're from Italy or if you're from Germany or Japan, don't hesitate to, if you're from, everyone's from everywhere. You guys, it's so cool.
If you're from Poland, you're good.
yeah, for those of you who don't know, Death Saves is Joe Manganiello's. I think I'm saying that right. What?
No, she doesn't know that. I'm sorry.
Joe Manganiello's line, and it's all like D&D inspired.
It's all really cool.
It's
cool
amazing stuff. And they just got the licenses to do like some really amazing artwork. Yeah. Incorporate Frank's artwork. So it's just like I during, if you can kind of see, it's on my,
I got one on my back.
yeah. And I get to hide.
Let's get weird. Down there. Look at the Francetta.
Oh.
Yeah. It's awesome art. It's super cool. They have it on a bunch of sweatshirts.
Yeah. Really cool. And I love wearing like boyfriend styled shirts, so I get them oversized and wear them, and they're so cozy and wonderful. So you can do the same.
You did.
Yeah,
It's a little 80s style and it's backwards, but I like it. I love it.
Get creative. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. D&D improvise. But also in front of us, I just want to mention we have this amazing mat. Matt by Mars has been making our mats for us, and you'll probably have seen the same maps on Critical Role and things like that. He makes all of those, and we have a special code. It's called Girls Guts Glory, and that'll get you a nice coupon, a nice little percentage off. But I would highly recommend using his for the whole year. So gifts for friends and family. I'd highly recommend buying his stuff. It's what I use. It looks amazing. You can add Dwarven Forge on top of it, or any other sort of things you might have. And also you use wet erase marker on it and it just comes right on off. So it's super utilitarian. So thank you for dropping by. We appreciate it. We're really excited about this wonderful mat that we're going to be playing on today. Okay. And I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Let's get into the thick of it. So I'm going to turn up this music a bit and keep you guys looped in. We are going to do a little bit of a jump forward. So after the events of the Undermountain, dealing with a lot of this investigation, from falling and stumbling into this strange cavernous area that led you guys to Laurel's, trying to return one of her stolen goods, which then led to you guys being caught, which led to you guys going into the Undermountain to do investigating about who was stealing all of this stuff. And that was a pretty treacherous undertaking, all things considered, especially since they just decided to dig themselves through the dungeon by creating... but became a massive mole and just digging and digging and digging, hitting a bedrock section that eventually led out into a very strange cult-like prayer area. However, you guys were not really picking up on things that would denote it as a cult. There wasn't a lot of evil around here. It was very confusing. And as you guys were investigating, you found out that these people, these creatures, these kind of deformed looking elves have apparently all been praying to Helm. But from what you can tell from the symbols on their necklaces, that they've been wearing these old necklaces, this material, these goods that clearly have been stolen from the palace, being enchanted with a strange sort of pressurized, almost something that's making it so you cannot detect exactly who they are, what they are, or what their intentions are, maybe. And so taking one of these people, Keep, after you guys got out of there and vanquished a pretty bad foe, carrying Vita's body, the person who initially let you guys down, back to the temple. You brought both Keep and Vita over to Helm's Hall with Kipper, quickly spoke with him and tried to get as much of this figured out as possible. And then you guys wanted to clean up and have like a nice day above ground, because you guys had been in that Undermountain for a very long time. Dirty, gross, digging through things covered in water.
Covered in worm gunk?
Worm gunk. Which led you guys to a beautiful little adorable tavern on the corner of very busy streets in Waterdeep, and a very, very pleasant festival day where Miss Fauna over here got her first kiss. But you know, because you had been told that within a 10-day, and it has been about 4 or 5 days since, you needed to go back to the temple to check and make sure that you could still go about your initiation into this beautiful, beautiful temple of Lathanders that you've been taking care of and praying at every morning when the sun rises. So you haven't been there for a few days now. You're a little nervous because you know that they don't often award or give any person of your age the opportunity to do this. So you have been trying to go back there and right your wrongs. And you've been going back every day, talking to everybody there. Radiance has just showered you with praises about what you've accomplished and things you've uncovered. And a few days have passed now. I am going to say it's been about a 10-day, and you've already started to begin all of your rituals to get you ready and prepared for a very, very big ceremony that's about to occur the next day. So I would love to know, I'm going to go around the table and just ask what you guys have been up to in the last 10 days or so, last week. What you've been trying to uncover or do sillily, or if you're trying to investigate at Helm's Hall, or if you're talking to Laurel, anything like that to try to tie up these loose ends before this big ceremony occurs. Okay, let's start with you, Lala.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I've definitely had some trauma having gone through an entire worm. So I think I've had to deal with some of that.
You went to therapy.
Yeah, I found Waterdeep's therapist.
You did? Counseling?
Yeah, I got counseling to deal with my new worm and orange color phobias.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, too, is you wanted, like, the smallest creature possible. So you went to Xana Timbers, the local therapist gnome of Waterdeep.
Yes, I needed a small person to understand my struggles.
A small person, so they have a small couch for you to
Yes,
lay on.
also.
And you probably met them at the tavern, the Halfling Gnome Tavern that all of you guys were hanging out at and recovering in and resting in. It was a lovely couple days there. But then it started filtering out after the festival and it got quite quiet, so you guys left. And no doubt went back to your tree haven within the park there. And you just connected with this one gnome at this, when you guys were having and drinking and reveling in this festival.
And I was just like
Xana
telling
Timbers,
him about my issues. He's like, well, I'm a professional therapist. And I was like, oh, you don't say how small's your couch.
And definitely this gnome's favorite thing is like having you like narrate everything about your it's kind of like weird because he just sits there and just watches you. Like he doesn't say a lot. You're kind of talking at him. Can we just get a glimpse of what that looks like?
And then Rowan was trying to help, and then she cast a spell magic on the tapestry, and then all of a sudden I didn't know what happened. I couldn't see anyone. Everything was orange. And I tried to shout at a dragon, and then my mouth went 40 yards. 40 yards! I'm only 9 inches tall. Mm-hmm. And do you know how big 40 yards is?
Pretty big.
I'm smaller than you. That's it.
So you've been going to Xana the past 10 days, and that's pretty much been your hour-long sessions. You're feeling better, but you're certainly still working through some things.
Lala's got a lot to work through.
What are the semen sacks?
What?
The semen sack.
That is why I'm in therapy. I got stuck in a worm.
While this was happening, I had to look up the anatomy of a worm body, and it was all labeled, and she rolled a die, and she hit number 8, and that happened to be the semen sack of the worm. It was a die.
Well, of course it did, right? Of all the things it could hit, absolutely
In the
would
year
be
of our
that.
Lord 2019, of course it did.
I think it's 2018.
Right, well,
We're leaving perfect for
Even
2018.
better.
Let's
Even
leave
better.
that in the past.
We're leaving off of
2019.
Very much.
New worm.
That was 2018.
Yeah.
A worm.
New
ball
worm,
sack.
new channel.
All stuck in a worm's ball sack.
Yeah. That's very. That was the year. Yeah.
Anyway.
We're technically all kind of.
that we get stuck
We get
in a
out.
palace.
No, that we get out.
2018, the
Never
year that we were
leave.
all stuck in a worm's ball sack. So funny. Moira, I hope you don't mind as we move down the line there. But what have you been up to these past 10 days? There's a lot happened, and you try to, tie up a lot of loose ends. So
Yeah, there's a lot for her to deal with, so she's going to spend a great deal of time. She sleeps very little when she can, and she spends most of her time researching, going through libraries, going through Lathander's Spire when she can, when they allow her in, trying to make friends a little bit and be like, I'm a good person, I just need you to help me, let's be congenial. Spending time in Helm's Hall, looking through all the libraries there, talking to Kibber, getting nowhere with Kibber because Kibber is, past a certain point, and then spending a lot of awkward time with Farlan, trying to do research.
I will say, out of everything that's happened, you tried to go into the spires, but they're so busy prepping and getting ready for this coronation, essentially, that Fauna's getting ready for, that they only let you into the immediate chamber. They don't let you go any further than that, more than the initial prayer area, just because it's for paladins and clerics of Lathander. However, you have gotten to know a little bit better Farlan, who is a paladin of Lathander. He is the one who has been there. He quickly found you as quickly as he could, and the two of you guys relayed
After our messages that were like, we're stuck in the Undermountain,
Yes.
come get us, please.
And he actually mentioned he sent a whole city watch and city guard on the way there, but they apparently came a little too late. He lost two men. He lost two men in the process as well.
Now I feel bad.
It's fine. But he had spoken to you at length about how dangerous it was and how he was really impressed with the fact that you guys went as far as you did to investigate. He wasn't expecting Vita to come back in that condition. And so there's a lot of pieces being picked up that he's trying to take care of.
I think I have a question
Yeah.
that a lot of people are wondering.
What?
Did Moira and Farlan go on a date?
I don't think they've had
It
time
didn't
yet.
look like a date, but he asked her out for a warm cup of tea to talk about all of this.
Yeah, I feel like it was
Did he
like
talk
a
to Fada first, like she asked him to,
date
He
light.
did.
Date light.
and she told him Moira likes tea.
So hold on. So yeah. What kind of tea did you mention?
I said Moira likes her English breakfast.
Yes. He happened to take you to the best English breakfast tea place in Waterdeep conveniently. You don't know how he knows you love this place, but he brought you here.
It was very weird.
And the two of you guys have caught up on the adventures and what you went through. He's going to get together one of his investigative teams to try to go in undercover there, and specialists, people who can dig in and get more information, especially since where you guys hit in the Undermountain isn't the traditional Undermountain. He's curious about this. This is a newer landscape, a newer area, and he talks about how there's deeper areas that go other places that things like the Yawning Portal have had to deal with, but this is unique. This is actually within the landscape of this city. So he's curious about what that means. And he is certainly a little, he's excited. He's talking a lot about the coronations and the ceremonies, how there's going to be 14 people inoculated this year, and Fauna is one of them. So yes, there's a very long process for the spires. It's the most revered church in Waterdeep. So he's rambling a lot about it at tea, but then shuts up and then asks about you because he's a good guy. You find out his last name is Evans. So his name is Farlan Evans. It's a fun little nod to Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Right? With the
The
buzz
Paul
head,
Walker.
Paul Walker.
Yeah. He's a good looking guy. But he's got the what's it called? The gray going. He's a little rough because he's seen stuff. He's seen some things. But yeah, so he actually is totally on board with this investigation with you. He has requested court with Laurel for all of you guys. The submission's in, but he's saying it's probably going to take an extra 10 days because there's a lot of backup and processing needing to go over, especially since for some reason the whole city palace was stormed and there was a lot of chaos in front of the palace and there was a lot of cleanup and people got trampled. So they're trying to take care of all of these other sort of
No, we totally didn't.
so yeah, he's trying to handle all of that, but it's backlogged a bit, and
Yeah.
you're next up on this list. Anything else?
I'm gonna I'm gonna tell him everything.
Okay, great.
Like it's Farland. I'm gonna tell him everything. I'm gonna
So
tell
let's
him
get a
about
little
the
glimpse. Let's get a little glimpse of what that tea looks like.
eye.
I want to see it.
All right, awkward. So we were pretty far down. We'd hit a water table. I summoned a giant worm.
You what?
I summoned a giant worm. I tried to find a stallion, and I was hoping it would be something a little cooler, something with, claws, or it was a giant worm instead. Lala and I were able to use our senses and pick up some things, and we picked up a whole mess of celestials and a dragon and
Oh, I imagine that must be quite
a lot down there.
daunting.
Yes.
Yes.
This entire time we've been having visions and
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you mind 1 second? And he just like goes up to you and he like brushes some of your hair out of your face. Like you had something in your head. It was a leaf. Was it from what? Were you in a forest at any point? Why leaves? There's a lot of leaves in your hair.
it happens. Heroes Garden. We spend as much time, Rowan and I, as much time as we can near nature. There's not a lot here.
Oh, I know. I'm from the countryside. I'm a good old country boy.
Of course you are. I could see.
Yes. Oh, but we're supposed to be talking about you. That's like a
Yes.
little glimpse into that conversation right there, as he like awkwardly like is trying to just get to know you, but then also is like trying to talk business. It's a
very
long tea. Let's just say,
So,
and the tea gets cold.
I'm gonna tell him all about the eye that we've seen. I'm gonna continue to
cold.
ask, like, have you heard from Vita? Is Vita all right?
Vita, he doesn't know as well. He said that Kipper is overseeing Vita pretty much. Keep and Vita are those two inquiries are at Kipper every time he walks in is like, get away from me, like shooing him away. And he's like, I don't want to deal with the old man. It's his temple and he's precious about it kind of thing. But yeah, so successfully have learned a lot, exchanged a lot, and become much closer with Farland as well in the process. Down the line, Miss Lilith, what have you been up to?
Well, I slept for a good 48 hours after we returned because
Yeah,
it was
some
a
people
long
thought
and
you were dead. Housekeeping thought you were dead.
Yeah.
The other
So
did.
we all left notes that were like, she's not dead. Please don't clean up. Her body's fine.
It was one of those halflings that only spoke halfling, so they unfortunately totally missed the note, and it was a whole cleanup. But you were not dead; you just slept for 48 hours.
Yes. I was very tired. It was a long and arduous trip with very little payoff. But I then, after I awoke from my slumber, I realized that I probably had lost my job at the theater.
Yeah, at the Actors Studio that you created and pretty much founded.
Yes.
Having not been there with your troupe, everybody knows the inspired squirrel-like group, the Young Orphans, that had all joined together to try to create music as beautiful as yours. And right now, yeah, it was a little chaotic.
My performance troupe. So I went back to the theater to, see if my group was still there, and there were only a couple that showed up, and so I'm gonna kind of have to start back from scratch.
From square one. Yeah, it doesn't. Unfortunately, the actor's life is not easy in Waterdeep, especially while you're like trying to handle like big palace raids and fights. However, you're starting from square one in some good ways. Like Jazzaber doesn't want to be a part of it anymore. He was just so.
Oh. Yes, he was very annoying.
So, clean slate is good for Lilith in some ways. I want you to roll a quick performance check to see how you get more actors into your troupe once more.
7.
A 7. So I'll say that you take a apple box and you put it in like the center of one of the squares in town, and you stand on it with your instrument and you just play like a song to get as many people interested in you and your theater, and you end up with one person who's just standing in front of you for like the 2 hours you're playing. It's this really, really interesting half orc who just like is in awe of you with like one big tooth out the front of the center. He's just staring at you like, and then he like tries to clap on the wrong beats. But at the end he goes, "Oh, that was great. Can we please? I would love to be an actor with you, if I may. Please." I have as a young child, my father he told me to make carriages. I make great carriages. I can act too.
Yeah, well, I'm really not taking on new clients right
But
now.
you were singing a whole song about how you need people and you desperate.
Yes.
I
That's an old song. I was kind of bringing it back from my yesteryears.
Well, I was singing along, if you heard, and then he goes, "Let me give you." He goes, "I am a singer. I swear to you, I am." And he just begins to sing.
You don't even need any training.
Do you think
You're
I'm a good actor? Yeah.
You are fine.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Yes.
I
don't
begin
think
whenever
I can
you
help
need.
you even. So
No,
yes, no, I'm blown away by your talent.
Thank
so
you.
Yes.
great. And he
Thank you
stands.
so much for
He
coming
stands
to
by.
the
He doesn't
performance.
leave. He stands by you and he follows you back to your acting troupe. And he waits outside of the door at the small little studio you founded in Waterdeep. Which I don't know if you've given me the name. Is it the Lathandris Theater? Right, teaching music to kids. You had the Lovers of Karo there,
Yes.
who taught you how to teleport, and Mia and Shintar. You have this whole group, but most of them are now filtered out, and he's just standing out there.
What's his name?
What
I
is
don't
your
think
name?
you've asked him his name. Are you opening the
Sir.
door?
No, I haven't got in
Oh, you
yet.
haven't got in yet.
What is your name?
It's these.
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 These what? What's Dee's last name?
Maybe we haven't left the ball sack.
Is these with a silent T at the front? These.
These. Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's time for me to have some dinner. So, and I usually like to do that alone. So, if you
Oh, I
just
understand. Okay. And he just turns around and
Pardon.
he sadly starts to walk away, but he has one of your flyers in his hand that he said definitely walked away.
have a great day.
And he just kind of turns around and he's like, "Nah, not again." And he just keeps walking down. He's really trying. So you've just been trying to put together your studio, but it is not looking promising. Really, the team of people who are putting it together is the kids band, the Chipmunks, who have not broken up at all, but there's a lot of drama happening with the Chipmunks.
Oh.
Yeah. Preteen band. It's
Some
like
CW
it's like
stuff.
yeah, it's like going to a mall in Florida in the early 2000s. Like it's crazy.
Are they inside?
So specific.
When I
Yes,
go
they're
in?
inside.
I'm all in Florida.
The early 2000s. You
Are
know, the girls groups and the girls bands that like would come to the mall and perform. That's kind of the vibe that
Oh,
the
I was
Chipmunks.
in one of those bands
Forgot about those.
back in the day.
Oh, well, that's like kind of what the Chipmunks is becoming. But they're all going through like now they're kind of popular in town, and now they're all kind of getting a little bit too strong. They need a check in, and you weren't around to guide them. So
All right, friends, how's it going?
Derek's like he's not even like listening to me and my harmonies. Derek, try it. And then Derek's just like, I don't like the way that sounds. And they're just like fighting. They're just fighting about singing right now as you walk in once more.
All right. Well, children, all I have to say is that if you're trying to make good music, it's about the music, right? So let's hear something. I can
Okay.
help you.
The Chipmunks play a song called "If I Don't Have You, Then I Have Someone," and it's like for nothing else, there's no else. There's just a song. If I don't have you, then I have someone, and it's really bad. It's like really bad, and most of the lyrics are "If I don't have you, I have someone. I'll find him. I will," and it just like it's kind of like that.
Yeah, actually, this is not entirely terrible for someone who made it up on the spot.
She does write musicals.
Yes, no, I'm not going to stunt my students' creativity, so even if it's shit, I'm going to say keep going,
Okay.
and, they'll eventually write something good.
All right, so they continue to run the studio kind of at your behest, and you just let them do whatever they need to in there and let them work it out themselves.
Yes.
It sounds good.
Don't fight too much, though. Like, please come to me.
And as you kind of walk into the back area and just try to, balance the books or whatever Lilith might do back there, which is probably just write music, you do hear them trying to get along, thankfully. Roll a quick persuasion check to see how well that works, actually. Or it can be intimidation, because you are their teacher. I'll allow either one.
22.
Yeah, these kids are... do you choose intimidation or
Persuasion.
All right, these kids are completely persuaded. They're going to listen to you, and they're actually getting along pretty well once you go in the back, and you think that they might be onto something with this song.
Yeah, keep going.
Let's walk around here. So, Rowan, what have you been up to?
Who loves their new armor? You do, Hopkins. You do. Who loves their new armor? Who's got some petrified barkskin armor? You, let's see that bicep.
Yes, your squirrel companion is loving his new armor, and you've actually waited enough. You went back to Follow's lead, and everybody had created that pocket, that special pocket, literal pocket dimension, that they begin to sew onto your garb. And they do so, and he kind of looks at it curiously as this pocket is now attached to you and enchanted with this magical property. He gets nervous. He puts like one toe in, and then like his toe disappears, and he's like,
Apple to cinnamon sugar almond.
He starts to jump. He's so excited. He's trying to get it. What are you doing with it? You put it in your pocket?
Yeah, it's like over the entrance of the pocket.
Oh,
There's more inside.
Hold on, let me see. I need him to make a dex check to see. Okay, he like jumps in and then lands and starts to climb and like fall into your pocket, but not before he just gets like a little nibble, like a tiny little nibble of the bottom of that almond. And he falls in.
This.
Yes, and he disappears into that pocket, but it's flat. It's completely flat. You don't feel him at all. It's just like a flat pocket.
That's so interesting. Okay.
Does he come out again?
Yeah, he can come out again.
Gone.
Wait. Is this because I'm thinking this is the is this the
kinda like
pocket or
it's
the
kind of
armor
like the
that I
Pokeball.
bought?
It's
Okay,
kind of like
yeah,
the Pokeball, the
okay.
one where if he
Yeah.
goes low to hit points, he's gonna
Okay,
retreat back
okay.
into, and it's his little homestead.
I open it back up.
You open it.
Mm-hmm.
It's an empty pocket
Oh,
right now.
don't worry.
As you do
I'm
so
worried.
though, like it takes a moment. You try to figure out how this pocket works, and everybody there is like trying to help you too because like you look a little nervous. They tell you that if you say his name, he'll come out, and that he can make a choice as well to leave. So you say Hopkins, he pops right out of the pocket. His little body right out of there. He's fine, and he looks to you in this way like you don't really understand what's going on, but he's like,
Jamming. Tiny little fish.
and he like points his finger back down and goes back into the pocket. Roll a quick perception check.
Okay. 14.
14. He was a little drunk. Like whatever pocket dimension they put the squirrel in for you, he's boozed up. Smelled a little bit. So yeah, smelled like a maple.
Hoppy.
Mr. Hopkins.
He goes back in that pocket willingly. Apparently they set him up with something. And you head in there. Yeah.
The other thing I've been up to
Mm-hmm.
is diligently exploring my theory that Laurel might be a time traveler. Because the necklaces on the time-traveled elves or whatever they were smelled like her.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking maybe she figured out how to hack the tapestry and really she's from another time.
Okay.
And maybe has ulterior motives for being in this time.
Okay, I want you to roll a history check to see how much you dig up on her.
Conspiracy
Roll well.
theorist.
Yeah.
I love it.
Conspiracy theorist Rowan. 16.
16, okay. So you learn a good amount about her. You go to the bookstores, Follow's Lead, you go to other places, open libraries and such. And you also talk to some people out of curiosity. Kibber and folks like that, while he's keeping busy, he kind of just rambles about things, so you're able to pick up on a little bit of information here or there.
Remind me who Kibber is.
He is the overseer of Helm's Hall.
Okay.
So whenever
Old
Moira
Paladin.
goes over there.
Paladin?
Claire G. However, you find out Laurel is the lady called the Lady Mage of Waterdeep. That's kind of what she used to be known as. She has a partner that led the Moonstars with her. She's essentially one of the most powerful people in this city, and rightfully so in the position that she should be in. There's kind of a little bit of an open story about her reign. There was somebody beforehand, 10 years into her reign, there was a court mage that she used to work with very closely, and he was apparently assassinated in a plot involving other nobles. She quit that court and spent 25 years wandering, and then had to deal with a very big conflict that occurred. She's old. She's very old. She's a spellcaster. She's been around for hundreds of years. And pretty much until this situation of the fall, there's this thing that you read about called the fall of Myth Draenor. You don't really know what that is.
Fall of Mithra?
Myth Draenor. But there's this thing about how Mystra appeared to Laurel. And so that she was almost like gifted this divine source and then was told to return to Waterdeep, and that she'll receive support of the Mass Lords of Waterdeep, and she will be able to supplant and remove Delgoth Neverember as the Open Lord, which created a whole situation. But she slipped him away, came in, and is now very much so the Open Lord of Waterdeep. Has been for a while, and she's actually fairly revered. People like her.
This is Lady Mage,
Mm-hmm.
who is different than Laurel.
No, same person. She
Same
used to go
person.
by that before she became
Okay.
the Open Lord.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
You learn a lot about her,
All right.
at least about her
I
background.
remember all that, but
You also know
Okay.
she's like incredibly organized. She has like to a T every minute of every day completely scheduled, and she does not like to go against that schedule. It's kind of how she's able to manage as much as she does.
okay.
All right. Yeah. Let's move down the line here. Fauna, what have you been up to? It's been big,
Lots
big
of
week
stuff.
for you.
I've been very busy at the Spires.
Who have you been speaking to? Have you been talking to? Radiance, checking in?
Radiance, checking in,
Okay.
making sure I'm prepared. I'm nervous, but very excited. What was the boy's name who I kissed? I forgot.
It was Jackson.
Jackson was his name. Now,
Like
the
Snowberry.
saddest thing about Jackson
No.
is, okay, his family was just coming through for the holidays. They are not local to here. I'm going to say that you have one 10-day with him. So this is your last day with him. Like, he can't come to your ceremony. He can't be there for it. He's going to try. But, let's just get a glimpse of what that looks like. So you and Jackson have been hanging out every day. He's taken you out the equivalent of Waterhaven mini golfing, which is like whatever you guys need it to be in your heads. But as you're beginning to like walk through this kind of course set in the middle of the very, very small garden area, Hero's Garden that's here. He's like walking around. He's like,
Yeah.
We're all spying.
We've just walked through the tree. Yeah, they're in the
We're all
Hero's Garden
spying.
together. Okay, so this is like in an afternoon when you guys are all back and you're all peeking through the trees watching their
He's
date.
inappropriate. I'm gonna jump on him.
Okay.
Jackson,
Yeah, what's up?
these last 10 days have been very special to me.
Yeah, they've been like really fun. You're a cool person, Fauna.
Thank you.
Don't know why anyone would like you.
Thank you. There's something that I've been hiding from you that I think you need to know about.
Me too.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm really missing an eye,
Mhm.
but I'm
Wait,
wearing
what?
a hat of disguise. So that's why you can't tell.
Wait,
I only have one eye for reals.
you don't have two eyes? Is that why that one eye is always like lazy? I thought you just had a lazy eye.
Yeah, and sometimes the magic takes a little bit to catch up, I think. But anyway, and also this nose ring is that's also part of my disguise.
The nose ring is, I don't know if I can look past that. The eye, okay, but the nose ring. And he just like looks into the distance. Like he takes a step away from you, like trying to keep in tears.
Really? You're gonna cry? Is that
He turns back around. He's like, I wanted an open relationship. Like, as in we talk about everything.
well, I'm telling you now. I have to admit, Jackson, it's something I'm a bit embarrassed about. So the fact that I'm telling you now just means it's a token of how much I feel for you.
my secret was this. And he pulls it out, and it's a beautiful ring, a beautiful promise ring. And he goes, but I don't know anymore. I thought you liked rings.
I love rings.
But it's a lie on your nose.
I just thought it was cool and it didn't have to hurt because I didn't actually have to pierce my nose because it was part of my hat. To show you how much I care for you, I'm going to take off my hat and show you what I'm most embarrassed about, my missing eye. Or
That's what a relationship's about. And he just runs forward and grabs her hands. He's like, I need you to do this for us.
Okay. And I take off my hat and I look at him with my one eye. Do you still think I'm pretty?
Oh, and he kisses you. He kisses you. And he puts the ring on your hand and he hugs you and he says, it's not a big deal, but maybe let's not keep secrets from each other anymore, okay?
Okay.
I'll write you when I can.
Okay, I'll write you too.
And you guys finish the holes together. Kind of somber because this is the last day that you guys are going to have together. He has to go back up to Neverwinter with his family. They got a long journey up north. But
I hope you have a safe journey.
he gives you a hug and he says that he's excited and he wishes he could stay for your ceremony. But, this 1 week long relationship has really, really real highs and lows. The two.
I love my ring so much. What does it look like?
It's a very simple ring. It's round, but it has around it some very, very, very beautiful carvings of roses. It's like the most traditional 13-year-old gives to, 14-year-old gives to 14-year-old ring. Probably got it at the equivalent of Waterdeep Claire's.
I wish I had something I could give you in return. Here. I just pull some of my hair out. Some locks of hair.
he takes it and he is very hesitant about it, and then he makes a fake mustache out of it.
I love it. Whenever you're feeling sad, you can make a fake mustache with my hair.
And he puts it away very safely, and the two of you guys continue your journey with all being completely honest with each other the rest of the mini golf game.
Can I put my hat back on?
He's fine with that. He's like, yeah, of course, honey.
All right, sweetheart.
And they both turn away, and they're they're kind of both excited, and then they turn back. And you guys continue on your quest. Any other thing you want to do besides hang out with Jackson and
Pitter patters going on. Anxiety of the good kind.
No.
No, it's just getting ready for everything.
Just
Okay.
getting ready. I feel like that's taking up all my time.
It is.
Kelly,
Yeah.
do I know of a place in Waterdeep where I could buy sending stones?
Sending stones are, considering the situation right now in Waterdeep, especially with a lot of adventurers being there, trying to get work, that most places are completely cleared out of magical items. Now, you've actually flagged a couple of these places, being when you get something in shipped, let me know.
Because I want to get one for her and one for Jackson so they can talk to each other.
Oh, so you're definitely thinking about it, and you knew that he was going away, but nothing's come in for the first 10 days, so you're hoping to get something by end of day.
Wait, how much do sending stones usually cost?
They're fairly expensive because they don't come around a lot.
How much?
She's like,
I'm rich, Kelly.
I want to look for anything so that they can talk to each other, like journals or pieces of paper where they can write stuff down and it'll show up on the other paper.
Yeah,
Anything like
again,
that.
magical items of that sort are pretty. But I'll
If we put out
Yeah.
more gold, they're more likely to reach out to us first.
roll a
Because
roll a quick. I would say
I will roll something.
I want you to make an investigation check to see what you can find.
Both of us? Or?
Yeah,
And I'll give you advantage. How about that,
Me or
Lala?
her?
I'm gonna give Lala advantage.
Because I've got the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the one that has the gold.
Okay, good. I need that advantage.
Investigation?
Oh no.
17.
Okay, well, Rachel's is better.
I have the gold now. I really
Because 6.
6? Yeah, you're not able to find a spot. You spend a lot of time in trying to look around. Everything's sold out. Absolutely everything's sold out. There is one store that backlogs. It's called Gilliam's Goods, if you remember well. Good old Gilliam. Sassy Pants Gilliam.
Oh my god.
At the Sassy Pants.
At
The Sassy Pants Emporium.
Gilliam
Sassy
Santa
Pants
Pat.
Emporium. I will mention this too. When you walk onto this street, there's another Gilliam shop that has popped
Do
up.
we see two crazy twins running around?
You do not, but this street in itself, every shop along the street is becoming Gilliam. Like Gilliam's wares, Gilliam's goods, Gilliam's shorts, Gilliam's scarves. It's just the whole street's becoming Gilliam's, and you see. I think you get an idea of what his enterprise is, and it's
everything.
Is everything.
I'll make sure. I'm gonna put myself on the wait list everywhere, and whoever gets back to me first with one.
Gilliam said, you talk to Gilliam, and Gilliam's like he doesn't want to deal with you guys again. He says if you put 2,500 gold down to buy right away, you will get the first shipment of Sunny Stones that come in.
Okay, I'm not that rich.
Yeah, I'm not that rich either.
It's okay, guys. I have the sending spell, so
We'll come back to you.
don't go too crazy.
Late.
I was
Of course
gonna go
you're
a
coming
little
back to me because you obviously don't have the money, even though you've been sitting here talking to me for over an hour about
I
it.
forgot how horrible you were.
As he says that, I'm just gonna fly out.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out too in the middle of a
Good riddance,
sentence.
but you'll be back. And you just like walk out the door.
I'd like to see if I could exchange my costumes that I've used for new costumes.
It doesn't take too long. Gilliam's costumes is open and ready to go. You walk in.
My business.
the only business.
Yeah, where's the other costume?
Make an investigation check there, quick.
12.
12. You find one other shop called the Lord Fitchburg's Wares that would work.
Okay.
You walk in, incredibly pompous air and atmosphere, very regal, but beautiful costumes, definitely for performers. It's gorgeous material. It's like walking into a costume shop out here. It's really pretty.
Okay. I don't know if I can afford any of these.
There's a sale rack in the back.
Okay, I walk up to the sale rack.
On the rack, there's exactly
flipping
10.
through.
There's only 10 things on the rack, and you can see them bright as day. One is like for a marching band costume. Another is like a full-on bear costume, like if you want to become a bear.
Okay.
Another one is just like sequins, like very like Donna Summers, like very like intense.
That might draw a little too. I think I'm gonna do the bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go for the bear one.
And I'm gonna see if I can exchange one of the ones, my little Bo Peepee kind of one that I have.
Your creepy porcelain doll one?
Yeah,
They
my
oversee the
porcelain
quality of it. They make an exchange, but you have to, because they have to do work on it because it's been worn. So they need 50 gold piece as well.
50.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not going to work. I'm very poor.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm very poor. Okay, you can have it.
No, okay.
I was not worried.
Well, 10.
10.
Oh wait, no, persuasion.
Yeah.
What is that? 14.
14. All right, you knock him down half price. They were trying to upsell you anyways, 25 gold piece, but they still want that 25 gold piece in your costume. And he's like rambling about how normally this is 100 gold piece, and you got half off the sale and then a quarter off the sale, and how like you shouldn't even be shopping here if you can't even afford it.
Yeah,
Rowan and I
Rowan's
are pretty
very rich. But also Rowan can be like
Everlasting gobstopper
indefinitely
of gold pieces.
Yes, indefinitely rich.
Gold brick.
Gold
Right?
bricks. Yeah, you can basically shit a gold brick from that.
I'll shave you off a few later.
All right. So you put it on back order, you come back,
Yes.
and you end up making the exchange of 25 gold piece for the bear costume. And all right, sounds great. So you
Yes.
receive it. It takes a week, but as you guys are doing things, taking care
I
of just trying to get information, take care of relationships, create your pocket dimension for Mr. Hopkins. You guys are excited about this very big ceremony, and Fauna just won't stop talking about it and talking about it. And there has been somebody that you've noticed within the spires who's been walking around and has been working a lot, especially with those who are of higher status there. A woman with really beautiful blonde hair. And there's a very, she almost radiates optimism as well. But there's a lot of people within this area. She's caught your eye. She looks like she had just come back from some sort of adventure or battle. But you catch her, like you know everybody here. You know the 300 people here, and suddenly there's 301, and you don't know who she is. And this is the day right before your big ceremony is about to begin. So you walk up to her one morning after you guys do your dawn light prayers.
Hi,
Well, hi there.
my name is Fauna Ivy Underbow.
Very nice to meet you, Fauna. I'm Evelyn Marthain.
You're so pretty.
So are you.
Stop.
Stop.
One day, I think I want to be like you.
Like me, how?
I don't know, so
Like
pretty,
what?
like pretty.
Oh, you think I'm pretty?
I just told you.
That's so nice.
You look like you may have come from an adventure. I came from many adventures.
Oh no, is my hair messed up again?
No, not at all. Your
Oh.
hair's perfect.
Thank you.
When I look at you, I think she's a powerful woman. I could be a powerful woman too.
Oh my God, are you trying to flatter me, little one?
No, but I'm flattered that you think so.
Well, what are you up to doing here? What do you do here at the temple?
I'm about to be sworn in.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. Can I come to the ceremony?
Please come.
I love ceremonies
You
like
can be my special guest. Guest of Father Ivy Underbow.
I've never been a special guest before.
Uh-huh. Because I have this guy. He would have been my special guest, but he's leaving. But he gave me this ring, see? Isn't it pretty?
It's so, are you in love?
Oh, I'm so in love.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Thank you. And sometimes I feel guilty because I think about this other guy who I once knew. But then sometimes I go, he's not nearly as good as Jackson.
Sometimes you have to make those tough choices
Yeah.
when it comes to love.
Uh-huh.
And as you say that, like Farland's just behind you. It's just like, yeah. Just looks past in the background.
Well, why can't he come?
A few reasons. He doesn't like me, first of all. But that'll change one day, maybe. But I don't know, because that was Jackson, so I'm confused. But also he doesn't have a
do the
tongue.
ring?
Oh, no, he can't come because he's leaving. Oh, I thought you
Oh.
were talking about
It gets
Skylon.
confusing.
I know. That's because there's so many men.
As
You're
you
right,
look
there
around,
are.
there's literally like 200 guys walking around in the temple at the
Are you
moment.
in love?
I mean, I love everybody in the light of Lathander, our holy Lord.
Me too. I love everybody in the light of Lathander.
And as you guys say that, you hear the gongs that symbolize to gather once more and receive like a secondary prayer. You guys do this almost by the hour if you wish to practice by the hour every hour. Almost every hour as the sun is up. You guys are able to go through different prayers. And so the two of you guys giggle, kind of walk over to the station as Radiance leads another chant. And a couple of minutes pass and you guys continue on. But the two of you like end up spending the rest of the day bonding together pretty well. And you get to know each other a bit. You learn a little bit about this little 14-year-old halfling, and you hear a lot about her relationship dynamics.
Does she happen to tell me about the whole hat disguise thing or no?
Well, actually, I think because initially you were like, I looked at you and you're an adventurer, I would love for you to roll a quick perception check to try to see if she's an adventurer as well.
I rolled a 1. Welcome to 2019.
You think that's the most fashionable hat in the world, and I think that you kind of secretively want the hat as well. Like you're like,
Okay.
that's a cool look. This 14-year-old's cooler than me.
Mhm.
I need a cool hat like that.
Okay.
So you guys talk a little bit about the hat and maybe the designer and where you got it from.
It's a really nice hat.
Oh, thank you. I made it look like this. It was my choice.
What? How? Is it magic? You can change it to whatever you want?
Yeah. Because, well, once I put it on, when it's off, it's just kind of a boring hat. But when I put it on, it can look like however I want. This ring isn't real.
It can change your face too?
Yeah, but this is what I look like, actually. Except for, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm missing this eye.
You are?
Yeah.
I'm missing this leg.
Really? My friend Rowan's missing her hand.
Oh my God. We can all be friends missing something together.
And Gylon, you know Gylon. I told you about him, the other guy who does like, he's missing his tongue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that must make it difficult to talk.
Yeah, he does it.
I love talking. That'd be so hard.
Me too. Well, here's the nice thing. You could talk to him as much as you want. As much. And that's what I...
Well, that makes sense. That's why I wear these flying boots, so I can get around real easy. See?
Yeah, she just goes up one of the spires, hits all the way to the top, like hits one of the stained glass windows, and like drops back down.
What species are you, by the way?
I'm human.
Okay.
Those boots are cool.
Thanks, my daddy got them for me.
That's nice, Daddy.
Yeah, he's dead though.
Oh, I haven't seen my parents in a really long time.
Why not?
I don't know where they are.
You lost them?
I lost
Well,
them.
where'd you put them last?
Well, last time I saw them was a long time ago. My brother was still alive, and then my brother died. That's the main reason why I became a follower of Lathander. And ever since then, I just haven't been able to go home. I've been on such an important mission to bring him back. I can't even face my parents. I don't even know. I'm sure they know, but anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Evelyn looks like because she's usually super sunny and just bubbly and everything, but as you tell her the story, you can see her countenance changes quite a bit, and she nods like very seriously and kind of touches you on the shoulder and is like, I really do understand. Sometimes Lathander asks things of us, and it's hard to know the will of Lathander and also know what's right to do by your family.
Thank you. That means a lot.
And the two of you guys just solemnly spend a few moments together. The rest of the people here, though, are just so excited that you're one of the 14 chosen, and people are pulling you left and right, asking you what you're going to wear, what you're going to do, and wearing is a big thing here, and you're learning this as you're listening. The garb you wear, it's incredibly important, and you didn't know this, and any of your guests also have to be wearing incredibly specific clothing. So you're learning this.
What specificities?
So specifically, the coloration pattern is most important. It has to be within the colors of Lathander. So anything that is, you can do like, I know this is a silly color, but it can be like golds, greens, whites, yellows, and even pinks can come in. Like anything that has like this sunset-like feel to it.
Oh my
And
gosh, is it
sunrise.
time for a shopping montage?
I want to go shopping.
Yes. So you finding out about this, that tomorrow's ceremony, you've told none of your friends that they need to get incredibly specific clothing, and you're just like a little panicked having heard this from people around you. And like Evelyn, you like knew, but then you didn't realize she didn't know. And you're like, oh, I have an outfit, but I want a new one.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a whole situation. You rush her back, probably
Let's
back
go
to the
Gilliam's
treehouse.
designer clothing and get something new.
Okay, look, can we grab my friends? They're gonna need clothes. I didn't tell them.
Oh my gosh, friends! Like a whole group shopping trip together?
Maniacal.
Wonderful. So you grab her hand, you rush out, you say hi and goodbye to everybody in there as they're trying to catch you. But you just rush out, you step down one of the streets, you turn right, turn left, you know the way back to the Hero's Garden. You rush in through one of the gates, it's open, you rush up to your main tree, and up that ladder, up to the tree, and a hole in the tree, you see, as she's starting to shout up there,
Guys, we need to get you all outfits for my ceremony. I didn't know you had to be dressed a certain way.
and then a bunch of heads start to pop out. You see like these 4 heads and then the head of a squirrel out of a pocket of one of them. All these people like in this hole, in this tree, in the middle of the Hero's Garden.
I think I would recognize Lilith maybe because we once had a rendezvous. Lilith!
Hey!
You know Evelyn?
Yes.
She's so pretty, huh?
We killed some things together.
Oh yeah, it was so fun. And
So fun.
Oh, was this when you went away for just a little with
Little jaunt.
a different adventuring party? How was
Oh,
Yeah,
How was that? Yeah. Was that?
I mean,
this was
I
this
mean,
was so long ago.
you know, why not? It's fine.
Years.
We
Well,
need
it's
clothes.
nice.
Wait, why do we need clothes?
So you have to be, I just learned, I didn't know, but you all have to be in clothes. You have to be in gold, gold,
I have
green,
my finery.
What's wrong with this?
a
What are you
lot.
wearing?
What are you wearing?
What are you wearing?
My leather.
A bear costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying it on. Can I come like this?
Yes.
Peek through the window.
No, because we need golds, greens, whites, yellows, pinks.
My
Goes like
fine
this.
clothes are in
Fine
gold and
clothes.
green.
My
noble clothes are in gold and green. So
That's okay.
other
You can wear
costume is that white gown I pretended to be a god.
your god.
So I can wear
You
that.
can wear that.
Okay.
Do you have anything, Rowan?
I fell in love with this accordion batwing disco suit. Gilliam's. That's great.
That's probably fine.
girl, that is gorgeous.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Wow, what
Lala,
a group.
you want to go shopping with us?
Yeah, I got this,
I
and
thought
I've got
it
some
was
dark clothes. And it's
So
not-
let's get you some sparkles.
I'm wearing these ones.
What are you going
I need sparkles to put
Well,
on.
I have my hat of disguise, so I'm gonna design something. So I think I'm gonna make my hair gold for tomorrow. Do you guys think so? And then
I don't know if you want it now, but Lilith and I sort of got you a present.
I want my present now.
Okay. So she hands off a box to you that's covered in like gold wrapping that has little suns on it. And when you open it up, it's this soft pink captain's hat because you're the captain of our ship now. And it's got all these like feathers and gems and things in it. It's a little much, but it's still, fashionable because we made it.
Can I wear it over my hat of disguise?
You can put a hat on a hat, but your hat
Can
still
she make
has
the
to
hat of
be.
disguise like a tiny top hat?
Well, because when I put it on, could I just disguise it into my...
Hair?
No, because technically the hat has to be the hat, but you could make the hat like
I
a
was
tiny.
changing the hat.
Can the hat be a wig?
Oh, you can change the way the hat looks once you cast
Yeah.
it, but the thing is the hat has to still be on your head. So the hat itself,
Just make
it's
it
pretty
Can I
large.
make it like a cap, like a flat, like a swim cap?
Well, don't forget it's just visual.
Oh, yeah.
So the hat is actually quite large, and so when you put the hat on it, it's like you're putting the hat on a large hat, even if it looks like the hat's not there.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I love this hat. I'm not gonna wear it to the ceremony, not because I don't love you guys and because I'm so touched that I'm the captain, but because I'm so insecure about my eye.
Would you feel better if we got you an eye patch that was pink and had a little sun on it?
I remember we were talking about
we were
getting
trying
you
to do that.
a neat eye patch.
It would.
What if
perfect.
what if we got you one with like rhinestones
wear
or
one too.
crystals?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll complete your captain image.
Yes.
We all wear eye patches.
Yes.
Yes, in solidarity.
Okay, glittery eye patches for all of us.
Okay.
Glittery gold.
Okay.
Sure.
And Eva, may I offer you some vanilla winterberry
Alice, I
tea
need some.
and a pumpkin crumpet?
So you begin to snack. The rest of you guys all get together, climb out of the tree, and begin on your journey to find a place that creates custom eye patches, or at least has them in a very large array, so you guys can have them by tomorrow's ceremony.
Gilliam's eye
I need a
patches.
dress because I was just gonna design one with my hat of disguise, but if I'm not wearing my hat of disguise anymore, then I need a dress.
I'm sure. Sure, Gilliam has one. Oh.
Well, hilariously enough, Evelyn's just like going straight to Gilliam Street, just marching right up to it, walks up, and sure enough, as the day is here, Gilliam's eye patches.
Of course. Got a whole store for it.
Yeah.
Is there really a lot of demand for it?
As you're saying this, you kind of take a moment and you see that the street sign is changing for this street. Like somebody is currently mounting and hammering something new.
Gilliam Street.
Looks like it
Oh,
because
this
you
is
see
so
a
weird.
GIL, and then it's like another L's being hammered in.
For Gilliam, business must be good.
I think it is. This whole street is Gilliam Street, anyways.
It makes sense.
It's taking away some history.
Have you been
Practices?
to Gilliam?
Oh yeah, whenever I go shopping.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Sure.
I don't get to go shopping a lot. My friends don't like to shop. I like that you guys like to shop.
Oh, of course we do. I am Lady Moira Muirin, so I love to shop
yeah, I
as a
don't
noblewoman.
Everybody knows
It's not my
that.
cup of tea.
As like Gilliam overhears you saying that, and like it's in front of the Gilliam eye patch store.
Did we even introduce ourselves?
No, hello.
Hi. Hello. Hello.
Lady Moira.
Charmed.
Oh,
She does, because
Oh.
Evelyn's background is noble as well, and she doesn't really act that way until you like activate her as a noble. So you do that, and then she does like a very like a etiquette heavy curtsy.
I'm a noble too.
We all curtsy together like over and over again.
I'm rolling, by the
Anything
way.
for blondes.
Mr. Gilliam, do you have any eye patches with an alligator-shaped googly eye on the cover?
That is like the weirdest request I think I've like ever heard in my life.
Do you have one?
I mean, I can make one. It might take some time.
Oh my God, Evelyn!
What's up, girl?
So good to see you.
Oh my gosh, one of my favorite customers.
I just know that you have a sun eye patch in here somewhere. I can just feel it.
I do.
I knew you would.
You know me so well. Hi, everybody else. Hi.
Hi.
Mm.
Hi.
Are you
wait,
friends with her?
Yes.
Well then.
These are all my new
in.
friends.
Come on
I know you'll
in.
take good care of us,
All
Gilliam.
right, good. They're really sassy. And he lets all of you guys in one by one.
When,
Yeah.
when I saw you just look at us, it looked like you didn't like us, but now it seems like you like us better because we're friends with Evelyn.
Gilliam would never judge people like that.
I think you need to watch who you're talking to. I am Gilliam of Gilliam Street, as he points to Gilliam Street.
That's very impressive. Do you
Thank
have
you.
a wife?
What? No.
Okay.
blah, as he like walks in, and he introduces you guys everywhere else.
I'm gold.
Don't be a sugar baby. You're
Above that.
No, not for me, for Moira.
Oh God, no. Are you kidding me? This would not work. Sorry.
Maybe
I mean no
Lilith.
offense.
I mean,
I don't think I'm your type.
I'm not into this.
Yeah. No, I don't.
What would you guys like? I mean, we have eye patches
So
here.
we'll take the alligator eye patch.
About it, I mean, the custom orders. I'm backlogged. I got a street
All right,
named
fine.
after
What
me
do you
now.
have in Lurex?
What?
What sort of Lurex eye patches do you have? I want sparkles.
Sparkles? Well, he's like, oh, that's my jam. And he walks you guys over to a corner, and it's all like all of the eye patches are like on walls here. Like it's covered. He has as well like clear kind of cases of very nice gemstone encrusted ones. These probably, and you know him well, these are all probably protected, like you have to speak with him, but the cheaper ones are all along the walls. And he says to you guys that there's a bunch of, a couple of them have extras, so if you're trying to get like 6+, you can get all the same one, or you can get your own individual one, but there's just eye patches as far as the eye can see.
Gilliam, I just have this idea.
Yeah.
So all of us are going to the ceremony tomorrow because
Fine. You're invited too, if you like.
Wait, is she being facetious?
no, it's her temple ceremony tomorrow. Can you believe it? And we're all going, and we're
love to
all
go.
getting all dressed up.
I would love to go. Yeah, I'll be there with a really great eye patch too. How about that?
Oh,
I'll just start the trend.
Gilliam, I was just thinking, okay, like,
I mean, I am kind of the fashionista of this world.
I
so-
know,
It's a big event, the biggest event.
Gilliam,
And you could be one of my special guests.
if we're all going and we're all wearing eye patches and we all tell everyone that we got them from Gilliam's eye patches, I think that you would probably want to do a business deal with us for exposure as we wear these eye patches.
I was thinking the same thing.
Right, and so we have to wear, of course, these super high-end sparkly ones.
As you're like
So
going to the ones in the front.
Everyone will be so impressed and want to come do business with you.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Either 3 or 15, and my
Okay.
persuasion, I believe, is 9. Let me double check.
I forgot that you're way higher level than we are.
Oh, come on. Hold on. Sorry.
This is why I don't like technology.
Yeah, 9. So that will be a 24.
Yeah, he's sitting there for a moment. He's thinking. His hands. You know what? I think that's a great idea. I can put these on loan. These are really expensive. So you got to understand, you got to take good care of them. And if they don't come back in good condition, I'm unfortunately going to have to charge you guys. But I think that's a pretty good deal.
We get to be influencers.
And you know what? Just because I feel bad, you can keep yours for free. How about that? But you just can't choose this one. And he points to one, and it's like every gemstone you've ever seen. He's like, that one's worth like 12,000 gold.
Is that the one you're going to wear?
Oh, you should.
You should really show
You
it
see
off.
right through him, don't you? Gilliam. Right through.
I want gold
And I keep making these
gemstones.
jokes about seeing even. It's so funny. What?
Gold gemstones for me. Sparkly gold color.
Oh, so you want like an amber or something like that?
A citrine.
A citrine?
I really want it like, okay, I'm sorry, yellow diamonds.
Girl, your
Wow, you are an expensive 14-year-old. And he goes down. He grabs one of the ones on the main viewpoint is all diamond. Like all the ones on top are diamond based. And he grabs the diamond based gold one off, and there's this huge yellow diamond right in the center, embellished with all different yellow diamonds. So it almost looks like an eye. It's in the shape of an eye itself.
This
It's
is
very
my
cool.
dream, and just so you know, I'm the most influencer of them because I'm the one being initiated.
That's true. Everyone will be looking at her.
This thing, if this is what you're going to be walking around with, he dangles it in front of you. This is worth almost opening up my own store. So this is a tough exchange.
It would be safest if you brought it to the ceremony as opposed to us carrying it around for a day.
Well, don't
He
forget,
said he was
I'm
giving
fine to give her one. It's just this means you got to get me 1,000 gold piece worth of crap and customers here,
I
okay?
can't promise you anything. I make no promises.
I mean,
can't.
obviously, if that many people see her wearing that, then everyone's going to be crowding in
Oh my
tomorrow.
gosh, you're just so bright. And he gives it, he gives it straight to you. So you have this like 1,000 gold piece
Fashion
yellow
statement.
diamond fashion statement eye patch.
An everlasting locate object to put on the same piece.
At least
I
you
could
know.
find it.
Can we put some gold down for an insurance policy on this?
So what would the rest of you guys like to do? Describe to me what you choose, because right now he's letting you borrow anything in the main
Remember, it has
case.
to be the colors.
I'm gonna pull out my fine clothes, my noble clothes, and they're all this like really intensely embroidered gown,
Mhm.
and it's got like this silk trail, and it's gorgeous,
Pretty.
very very, almost it's like a Renaissance dress, but it's shit's expensive. And I'm just gonna hold up like the sleeve and go, Gilliam, do you have anything that could match this?
I think I might. Roll a persuasion check. I want to see what you roll.
Probably that's not good. That's persuasion. 15.
Okay. He goes into like the second tier. He pulls out one. This one's very cool. It's in the shape almost of kind of almost like a Celtic design. It's very cool. It kind of goes right with the trim of your noble woman outfit. And he says, green, white gems. I mean, it's emerald based with white sapphires. So
I like it. I'll take it. Thank you.
there you go.
I'll be careful.
Looks great.
I don't have an outfit yet.
You're real small. I don't think I have one small enough for you. Do you want just like
No, I
one
can
stone
make
on
it
your
small.
eye?
I can make it
Oh,
small.
you can?
Yeah.
You're cool. Wow.
Thanks.
Real different look, you know, I like it. So what do you want?
I don't know. What do I wear?
Do you have anything to match your wings? Maybe some opals, something iridescent.
Do you love it? I want you to roll a d20. And on your persuasion check?
Ooh.
that was real good.
21.
21? Yeah. He pulls out this gorgeous, it's almost like mother of pearl plus opal. And it's
Put it on my face. Put it on my face.
it has a much more sheen look to it. Like it's all like hammered together and like broken, like probably the opals were broken and then like
Ooh.
enlaced with it. So it's very
Mosaic.
like it's a mosaic pattern, almost like you go to Barcelona and put an eye patch on your eye.
So I'm gonna pick it up and it's gonna shrink.
He's like, what?
It'll go
Now
back
it's
to
worth
normal.
So much less. Oh, good.
It'll go back to normal size.
Good.
Yeah. As long as she'll take it off and then it'll unshrink. Yes, that looks good.
Looks awesome.
Do you have a dress that matches this?
Not here in the eye patch store, but Gilliam's dresses and finery right next door, totally.
I need a dress too.
Yeah.
We'll just hop on over there after, yeah? What would you like for your eye patch?
I think I'm gonna go with like a dark green.
Dark green? Okay, I'll roll a quick persuasion check to see if you can get him to give you one of the good ones.
Perhaps for 18, you'd be willing to lend me one of your.
He kind of like
Deep
looks at you and he
emeralds.
goes, you know, I think that I can work with this. I think we can work together. Now, you need a different outfit.
I'm
you
not wearing this. To be
Thank God.
Are you still in your
Thank
basement?
God. I just like was holding in my breath. I was holding it in. But yeah, and so he pulls out these like beautiful forest green emeralds that are much deeper than the ones she has. But this one is almost like one emerald, one long oblong emerald. It's just a huge emerald. Very pretty.
It's like
Probably the biggest
one
emerald
chunk.
you've ever seen. It's like one chunk of just emerald, glossy emerald.
That's cool. I'll take that one.
Yeah. Hands it to you. Put it on. It looks very expensive. You're essentially wearing a ginormous emerald on your eye.
I like the way this looks. Yes, it's very heavy.
And what about on this side? What do you guys want?
As a humble little forest gnome that does not dress up very much, I think I'd like to take advantage of the opportunity to go all out.
Okay.
All
right, roll
and you know that dress
Yeah.
that I had my eye on?
Uh-huh.
It's like a 70s glittery caftan like Cher would wear. Like,
Oh,
very
you're talking to him
just-
about it? He's like,
No, no,
I
I'm
was
describing,
thinking
yeah.
of wearing that myself.
I mean,
But
you
you
guys
know
could go
what?
matching.
Do you know what? I can't wear the same dress. Because somebody else.
I don't know.
I do think that that would look great on you, though. What? Roll a persuasion check to see if you can get a matching eye patch of his.
I'm 13.
13? Yeah, he pulls out one that is a little bit more, it's not as loud, because the dress is incredibly loud. So he doesn't want the eye to take away from the dress, if that's the one you want to get. So this one's a bit more like silver dusted. It has a more matte look to it, with a very, it's like a granite countertop, like a silver granite countertop. It's very cool. It's slick. It's not too distracting. And he gives you this.
That's perfect. Thank you.
And with that dress, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And he just like turns to you and he goes, what do you need? Tell me.
Well, I'm going to be wearing my bracers and my breastplate. So, I always like to coordinate.
I do.
So, do you have anything like worked in gold with inlaid stones in it? Like maybe even with a sun motif. I know you got something with like a sun motif and then like some stones in the sun, like rays of sunshine of our Lord Lathander.
And he is already like that initial persuasion check, he's just rolling with you. He brings you to the back of his eye patch shop. And he like pulls out the exact thing that you're describing. It is this beautiful sun that is just it has this huge orange gem sapphire in the center that is just radiant, and then it's cut. There is citrine cut in the shape of the rays of the sun all around it,
and like worked in filigrees.
Mhm.
Perfect.
It's very pretty. And he hands this to you and he says, I trust you.
Thanks, Gilliam.
And you guys all get escorted out and pushed into the next shop one by one, his dress shop. And he's like, go ham, I'll tell you what it costs after. And there are like 15 people working here. Like just all these people who all turn to you guys in unison and are at your whim to help make an outfit. So you tell me what you look like and what you create. And then we'll tell you how much it costs after.
I want just all gold. I am all about my color, the color of Lathander, the color of the sun, gold, sparkly. I have my yellow diamond eye patch, and then my whole dress is like shimmering gold.
Pretty.
It's almost like a robe, kind of.
Great.
And then I really want to have gold hair tomorrow.
All right.
So-
He works with you, and the other people in the shop work with you to get you into that gold-like shape that you want. And actually, one of them offers this very thin body paint. Like they can make you full gold. Like they can goldify you to a point that your full body is painted. Like they understand how important the ceremony is.
Yeah. I just want, I don't necessarily want to be super gold because I like my natural skin tone, but some gold sparkles all over me.
Like a highlight.
Yeah, like a highlight of gold everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I want like gold beaded, like Cleopatra kind
Yeah.
of, like that
Yeah.
on my hair, since I was gonna turn it gold with my hat, but I'm gonna wear a different hat, a very special hat, but underneath I want gold, like in my hair, like braided in.
And they do that, and they spend. They're getting you ready for tomorrow. So they're very nervous about doing your makeup and making sure everything's right. But they're telling you about how to set it so that way it's in perfect condition the next day. Because they don't have time to do this. It's gonna be you guys are all gonna be sitting in these chairs getting your outfits made for the rest of the day until you go to sleep. So they give you instructions, but you get to the T what you wanted, and you look as they turn you around in the kind of mirrored, and they pull back the very ridiculous, lavish curtains to reveal you to all your friends.
I know, I've become quite a woman.
I wasn't ready.
Okay, she's still Fauna.
I still be.
And what would the rest of you guys like in this kind of thing where the curtains close and then you reveal and you have your outfit?
While they've all been trying on their things, I went across the street to a tavern and I've been drinking.
Sounds good.
But I've come back for this moment and I still have a mug of beer in my hand.
Did you just steal that from the tavern? Well, they want that back.
Yes.
Okay. You need to pick out
I'll
your
take
dress.
it back later.
You need to
No, I'm gonna wear my costume.
The god?
Yes.
Do you want like a
It's
circlet
very
or something?
important event for Fauna,
Yes.
and she's requested that we dress up, and that costume's not going to work.
No, not this.
The god dress.
The goddess
Oh, okay.
dress. It's fine. It's very godlike.
Everybody,
It's very
all of the
beautiful.
other assistants around there are looking like skeptically.
Could
You
we
look
perhaps
beautiful, Fauna.
Get her a headdress or something
What?
to fancy it up.
Maybe to cover up those horns.
No, you don't have to cover up the horns. She's not ashamed of who she is, and neither are we.
It's just you're gonna be in a. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but you're going to a temple. It's fine.
Wait,
It's
have you been in the temple before?
We love her as she is.
Hasn't she gone in the temple looking like herself before?
Yes.
Doesn't she work with the kids of Lathander?
Her horns are beautiful.
That's home.
They're part of
Oh,
who
that's
she
home.
is.
Never mind.
I don't know. You tell me.
I think you're gorgeous.
Well, thank you. But the
You're fine.
Sh-
Your god outfit
okay.
is fine.
So then shut up.
I mean, if
Do you want to get some like rings or things to put on?
like all the other assistants
Oh,
are
that
like,
would be
no,
cool.
but this one's just like, what?
Do you have rings and things?
Yeah,
that
we
you
can dress
put
you
on?
up a
Put them
bit.
on the horns.
We
Oh,
just trying
fun.
On her horns.
I'm just trying to say, I'm not trying to hide who you are. I'm just trying to
enhance.
Not tone it down. Not tone it down.
tone it up. Yeah, I can do that.
Really like your judgy
Let's get some
eyes.
gold caps. We'll get some gold caps to put on the horns.
Maybe
and
you could
some
put like a
rings
tiara
with
behind it in the shape of a sun, too, to like highlight your horns in front of it.
So Art Nouveau.
Yeah.
Sure.
They bring out this
Dude,
beautiful
the
Beyonce
goddess-
like crown,
the goddess
and they
Beyonce.
put it
The
behind
goddess
your head,
Beyonce.
and you
I've
have
heard
this
of her.
gorgeous Beyonce crown.
I still have my eye patch on too.
Love it.
Wow.
Perfect. Okay,
The
you
elf Beyonce, the
Yeah,
elf
great.
Beyonce that
can
we're all
go back
familiar
to drinking.
with. Great. So yeah, you get fitted. You get fitted in your hair, and you also get. They offer you to borrow like certain bracelets and wear bracers just to like dress up the look a little bit because it sounds plain from what you described. So they take care of you. Do either of you guys wish anything? Need
I'm-
anything?
I need
You're
help.
set to go.
I'm a noble woman. I have
Help.
my fine ornament.
Help.
I can help you. What do you want?
Help. Match.
Mash?
Can we find your kind of
Some
iridescent
yeah.
dress?
Pastels.
One of them is like a see-through dress.
No, not
Oh, that would be so
like
avant-garde.
opalescent.
I don't
Opalescent
want
white,
naked.
but with like
No, not naked. No.
two
No,
layers.
not in the
A
temple.
white, like underlayer, and then the shiny like her
Oh.
wings over
Well,
it.
we have
Like
one
a
of
little
these.
a white slip dress and then a semi-transparent opalescent thing over.
They pull out one that has more yellow in it than you would expect, but much like from A Knight's Tale, that dip dress that is beautiful. They pull it out. It's got that interesting cut that goes down to show your clavicle and everything. It's beautiful.
It's very booby. Are you good with that?
Lathander loves all bodies.
That's true.
And the actual dress in itself is yellow, but then the trim is all like this opal white. It's very pretty,
Okay.
and it works very well.
Put it on.
Yeah.
Is there room for my wings to come out?
Yeah, there is, because it has an open back as well. So your
Oh.
wings go through it perfectly. So it's like open front, open back. Like
I haven't seen this much of my skin in so long.
Saucy.
You look
Looks
beautiful,
amazing.
like a fairy in the fairyland.
This is kind of a moment for Evelyn because when she came back to Waterdeep, she was wearing this like ratty sundress because, long story, but her clothes got stolen and she had to wear this resort wear underneath her armor for a really long time. But, you know, it was like this off the shoulder kind of like, you know, gossamer sundress thing. And she traded it in for like more serious paladin wear, you know, that was like more of a tabard and stuff like that. And she's like, Gilliam, you remember that ratty old sundress I was wearing for a while?
I try to scrub that out of my mind.
Yeah, well, but I did love the shape of it, and I thought I had to wear clothes like this, but looking around here at all these pretty clothes, I realized, you know what, I can dress however I want and still be a paladin, just like my new friend Fauna. So what if you were to remake me like the shape of that sundress, but like gold embroidery and you know, the way you zhuzh it up?
Gold. I think we can make that happen.
Assistants! And he like snaps his finger and they all turn and they all like push you into the curtain room. They try on all these different fabrics and you can yes or no them and yes or no them. But you do end up with this really gorgeous, and it's an interesting choice. It's almost silver, the material and the way it shines. It's like a silvery white, but all the gold trim on it, just like it looks like paladin armor made into a sundress, but in a way where it's not masculine, or it's very ethereal, and it's something you haven't ever worn before, or at least haven't worn in a long time.
Evelyn comes out of the curtains like, ha!
You look beautiful.
Thank you, new friends. This has been the best shopping day ever.
I know.
I don't think we've ever had a shopping day before.
And then Rowan
We've been all
has
business,
the
fight, fight.
disco outfit.
A sparkly disco outfit with my bat wings, and I have matching turbans for me and Hopkins.
Amazing. And he knew exactly what dress you had. They shape it to you, they cut it correctly for your smaller form, and the dress is yours. And you guys look as absolutely outstanding. I mean, you feel like $1 million. You all have your eye patches on. I'm gonna say you all walk out into the street, and alone, like the people shopping, this is very high-end neighborhood. A lot of people shop here on the street. It's busy, but people are like turning towards you curiously. But then Gilliam walks out with his like a hybrid gemstone rainbow, very loud eye patch, and everyone turns towards you guys and whispers begin, even as you're walking back to your
Picturing a
homestead.
short Elton John, and I love it.
It's kind of a short Elton John. That's exactly him.
Walking in slow-mo for sure. But I wanted to say to Gilliam before we left, Gilliam, it's been so much fun, and I love my eye patch, and thank you for being a special guest of mine tomorrow, and for dressing us all. Sometimes I forget, you have to really look for the beautiful in everyone, because you're so beautiful deep down in your heart.
Sometimes it's hard to see through the facade. I'm a hard worker. I'm making a whole street after myself, and I just can't deal with the sass. When I first met you guys, there was a lot of sass, and I told you to go to Sassy Pants, and that's a store right across the street if you ever need them. But, at this point, you can come back anytime you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I can't wait to come.
I know we have a lot of sass, but that's also what makes us all so special. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.
He wipes like one tear from his not eye patch eye as he goes walk down the street. And I think that's the perfect place to take a break before the big ceremony begins. So, yeah, dresses, eye patches, friends. Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons. If anyone wants to send us really cool eye patches,
We take her.
Oh, so cool.
So yeah, get into the raffle! ! Raffle
Yes.
for sweet.
And thank you so much
dresses.
for joining in and doing this fun little side quest.
Sorry that Evelyn turned this into shopping day.
No, we haven't had a shopping day in a while. Like
I
a
don't think
true
we've
one.
ever really had
Like
a shopping
true
day.
shopping day.
Like a true shopping day.
We're
But like
getting
you
into
shop for
chat,
slaves and
y'all.
Byzantium.
Yeah.
Ooh, Gabriel Knight has a question for you, Lila.
Ooh.
okay.
If Lilith's blood is black, does she look bruised when she blushes or exerts herself?
What?
That's really cool.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Good question.
Very good.
Slash
question.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta mess with their makeup a little bit.
Looking bruised when you brush.
Gabriel Knight has another question. Can Lala shrink people? No, I can't. I think I can only shrink up to medium objects.
Just
Just so I can use them, like for myself.
It's like one of those things where she like holds if she needs to utilize it. It
Yeah.
kind of like shrinks so she can
Ooh, I
keep
look
it
kind of
within
like
her.
a vampire today.
A little bit, yeah.
I think because I'm the only one in white and everyone else is in black.
Gabriel Knight's coming out with the questions.
Oh yeah.
We still don't have an adventuring party name.
Yeah, you still don't have an adventuring party name. That is so true.
Suggested Glorious Heart, and that was cute.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk
Yeah,
about
we'll
it.
talk about
And we
it.
gotta settle on it.
We'll figure it out. We'll get there.
Lord Arctic Frost says, "Welcome back, ladies. Eve and Fauna together is awesome and too cute. It will cause
towards you?
chaos."
Yes. Yep.
Can you like move like towards this side a little bit, just to
Towards
see-
this side.
We're trying to check the shadow.
Oh, shadow. Nice shadow.
So we have
Mm.
awesome people helping us
I mean,
out,
yeah.
and Andre, and
Great, I think we got.
Eye patch
Cool.
pack.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Suggestion for crew name. Eye patch pack.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Or the
god.
iPad.
I love it.
Dude, I love
iPad.
this.
love our crew.
Thank you, crew.
Say hi, crew.
It's gonna be a fad in Waterdeep now. I'm bringing it back to dice camera action.
Yes, eye
Yes.
patches for everybody. It'd be amazing. Oh,
the new
Water
accessories.
Havians.
Yeah, the new
Coming in like a new
hit,
eye patch.
new hit trend in Waterdeep.
I
Hey,
love
dear
it.
Chris Perkins, play Gilliam. Thank you.
I give you free reign. Please play my sassy pants.
I wanna
love.
see it.
I love him.
Oh, and Marvin asks, any of y'all going to be at the live Critical Role show?
Tickets
I
sold out quickly for
I
that.
don't think any of us got
I don't
tickets.
know.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah, it was like an hour.
happened like
it
that.
was just gone. All the
Not at
tickets
all
were gone.
surprising.
Kevin says, Kelly, how much does an eye patch weigh? This is a DM question.
I think the eye patches they're wearing right now, it's a solid like, I'd say like 12 ounces. Like this is like steak heavy, like a good piece of steak.
Oh my god, what?
Who has an uncle that has a DeLorean? We do.
Thanks, Dad.
I was like, why is
I like
talking about a DeLorean?
That's our
That's our
dad.
dad. Hi, Dad. He's in chat. Hi, Dad. Everyone say hi to our dad.
Thanks for learning how to use Twitch and chat for us.
Deadly Incantation wants to know how everyone's break went.
Oh,
It's good.
It was good. Super chill.
Good. Except
Rachel's
I'm
like,
sick.
We laid low. She ran a great game of D&D. It was so much fun.
I made up a game on the fly. I literally made up every part of that game except for the teapots.
It was so much fun. It
I
was so
really
cool.
wanted you guys to just get pelted by animated teapots.
And it's always great when you get to what was my character? Oh, I rolled. I did one of those like
Ow.
pre-gens. Yeah, I did my character's name was Ow, and it was like a pre-gen character who was raised by wolves. That can be one of the backstories. So I just like leaned into it to a point that like
It was so
I
funny.
was like a wolf woman, and all I did
I
was
wanna
wolf woman
play
things.
Jedediah now.
Mm.
He's so
Deadly
cute.
Incantation says they have like 5 different art pieces started for GGG.
Yeah.
They need to finish them.
Give
is what it
and
says.
Deadly Incantations is
Thank you.
If you want more Moira fan art to cheer
Yes.
you up. Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's been rough. Just going through some stuff. Yeah, fan art would be awesome. I print it all out and I just keep it and I save it all on my phone so I can look at it when I'm sad. I love fan art.
it all on
That makes me so
I
happy.
love it so much.
I'm really happy.
Let's see.
Did you see the tweet about on Twitter? Someone tweeted us that they started DMing for their daughter and her friends, and that at the sleepovers they always watch GGG. And that
Oh, I
makes me
saw
really
that.
happy.
That was so
Really happy
cute.
too. I love that they're watching
So
us big
cute.
summer parties.
I know.
Spreading.
Oh, Vanishka wants to know if there is a fan art gallery somewhere, and we are working on that on
Yeah.
our website.
Yeah, we're gonna update the website and
Yeah.
add a gallery
I have a
for
lot to do.
all of our gorgeous
Yeah,
stuff.
Kim, applaud Kim because she does all of our website.
Really, we should applaud me less because I'm so behind.
It's
Because she's
a lot
busy
to
doing
do.
everything else.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
We appreciate it.
Have any of you ever been to the point of rolling a death save that determines either death or life, 2 of each? If yes, how was that experience, and did your character die or live?
Wait, don't bring it to her attention that we haven't done that. Don't do that.
I was really close.
You were
you were really
close.
I was super duper excited.
Couple
Several times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a few times that
Like,
you guys have gotten close.
Moira's gonna die,
Ocean,
I'm
right?
sure.
I love death. Death always ends in great storytelling.
I've died 4 times.
Oh my god! I hope you enjoyed our little fashion adventure in the beginning.
Anna's shirt does say crying is a free action.
Yes.
I do believe that is Waffle Crew
It
merch.
is.
Yes, if you'd like to add to your Death Saves closet with more D&D inspired merch, this is Waffle Crew merch,
I want that shirt.
which
Yeah,
will
it's
be
such a good
available
shirt.
at Paxel. I could probably hook you up. Yeah. That was a big announcement. We hadn't said that yet. If you're going to Paxel, you can get the merch there.
Oh my god, big now, yay!
Yeah.
I like that. Crying
It's
is a
very
free
cute.
action.
It's we
It's
say
one
that
of
a
my
lot
favorite
in our
phrases,
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we will.
Yeah, we woo, and we have a couple other. We have a suboptimal shirt and one that has a D20 with all the icons of the character.
Hi, Chat.
Chad loves it.
Chat.
Sleepover crew. I'm
And don't
so
forget,
glad
we-
Sleepover crew.
Exclamation mark raffle.
Yeah.
Join now. Join now.
Join now.
Exclamation mark raffle, because we'll probably, pull our raffle for our Death Save shirt very soon.
The end of
Let's
break.
do it. Yeah, let's do it at the end of break.
End of
Yeah.
break. There was a question. If 3 of the party are nobles, which I believe they are, right? You're a noble.
Mhm.
Where are their kingdoms in the realms?
Ooh.
Green Run is one I made up. Where did I put it?
It's
It's
I
on
would
the
actually
coast.
say, well, it's funny because Green Run can be not too far away from the town of Greenest. So, because I love Greenest, I think that's a really fun one. If you've ever run, if you've ever run the Court of the Dragon Queen, it's the initial town you start in. So,
Is it like super foresty?
no, Greenest is actually like a clearing, and it's a town of jewels. Like they're known for their jewel production. So I feel like Green Run could be like a town not too far away, like on the same green path, because it is a very beautiful green area, but towards the forested area.
I think
if
when
you
we
want it to be
first-
towards forest.
When we first created it,
Yeah.
I had just gotten back from one of my trips to England, and there's this place called Tintagel, which is where King Arthur was supposed to have been born, and it's this huge castle on a cliff, and it's got its own, like, there's an island sort of almost removed, and they had these massive caverns way underneath. The whole thing was just like not a massive castle, but it was just a huge estate in a way, and that's where King Arthur was born. That's kind of what I was picturing for
Yeah.
Draenor.
We should totally like figure out the placement of that
Yeah.
because if we're gonna do Sword Coast,
Let's
which
go to
I
Draenor.
love,
Yeah,
I'm down
I think
to
it was
do.
on the Sword Coast.
I'm
pretty sure.
super down to do.
I'll have to go look
It'll have to
back
be
through
south
it,
of
but-
probably Baldur's
yeah.
Gate then. We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. Isn't this fun? Isn't
It
this
was very too
fun?
casual, yeah.
I need help figuring out too.
I love any place with halflings in it. I will totally help you
Well,
develop
mine
your
was that
city.
I lived amongst elves. My family did.
Oh yeah.
I was raised amongst elves.
Really? Yeah. Well, you were adopted by elves. My family just lived. It was predominantly elves.
I mean, a place like that would be Silvery Moon if we're gonna go for a place that has a lot of elves that's forest based.
Silvery.
Really
I love
quick-
Silvery Moon. We've run something in Silvery Moon and we loved
Really
it. So.
quick, raffle is international, but you gotta be present in chat if your name gets drawn. So you gotta be around. You gotta stick
And
around.
we'll have the winner just message us on Twitter. This is a little different than the normal D&D giveaways because it's a Death Saves
Yeah.
giveaway. So message us on Twitter, the winner, with your info, name, address, size, shirt you need.
Let us give you stuff.
Oh, there's so many questions. Well, there was a question for Kelly,
Yeah.
but I lost it. Oh no, is anyone other than Kelly going to D&D
What does
in a
that
castle?
look
Because
like?
everyone knows you're going to D&D. I thought someone was asking.
I'm gonna come
Yeah,
to
Kelly's going to D&D in a
Come to
castle.
D&D and Castle. We have a couple of slots left open. You can request me to be your DM. I'm going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons for like a week in a castle in out of Newcastle, England.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
in
That's
July.
really cool.
It's going to be super awesome. We're actually homebrewing the whole world. Every single DM creates their own landscape. You're going to be playing a completely like handcrafted, hand-created world of our own. Mine's very fun. There's a lot of politics. It's very feudally. There's a lot of drama, and magic's like a newer thing in the world. So magic's very prevalent. So I think it'd be really fun to like jump into this like brood situation just for you in a castle where the magic comes from the cat. It's so cool. Just come. I can't say more. Oh, I want you there.
So is it a live tape or like a live stream?
Yeah, they have like yurts in the back, like really high-end like housing and yurts, and there's places you can stay within the castle and around
Oh my
it.
gosh,
So
that's
you
cool.
essentially
play
do like an
D&D.
adult. It's like an adult week getaway. It's like the nerdy adult week getaway of your dreams. And they
D&D
feed
camping.
you and all of this, and they're lovely people
Yeah, but I'm
who
almost
run
out.
it. So
You have a chip in your hair too.
Kelly,
yeah.
EK_YN asks, do you have are you planning to take GGG up to 20th and possibly beyond into epic boons and such?
That's a really good question. I have run one campaign for 2 years, and they just got to 10th or 12th level, 10th or 11th level. So, like, if you're gonna grind with me and put you at 20th, that's a long game for me. I'm down. I wouldn't say no to it. I would love to see what they would be like when they all become accidental gods, but like or real gods, like indeterminable gods. You can become a god in this game. It's crazy. I mean, at that level, you essentially are. Like trying to get a villain to fight. It's a totally different way to play the game. It's really cool.
That's insane.
What was the Yeah, what was it?
Someone's asking if there's Deadly Incantations, wants to know if there's a place they can send mail. If so, so they can send us original art pieces they make.
That would be amazing to frame those.
We need to. I used to have a GGG PO box, and I need
Yeah,
to get a
the
new
new
one.
PO
But I
box.
moved
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Well, just follow us on our Twitter and Instagram, and we'll once we
And
get the
some
new
flag,
mailing,
like I said.
we would obviously love
okay,
that. That would be an amazing gift.
Sweet.
How are we doing on the break time?
We have
2 minutes,
A little
45
under-
seconds.
2
Or
minutes.
actually, this is slow, so less than that.
Get your questions in.
There's so many questions.
Are we doing the raffle now?
In a little bit, yeah.
Actually, I want chips. I'm trying not to eat chips these days, but my goodness.
My favorite thing about the mics here is that when you're eating chips, it sounds
Can you
like
just grab a button?
crunch, crunch. So you're here with us as we're D&Ding and eating snacks, which is a fundamental part of Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, it's true. D&D in a castle be at all anyway?
It is not. We're doing Langley. Our particular thing, I'm with Uncommon Trust. We're doing it at Langley Castle. But there is a chance that if the current castle sells out, we're going to be doing different castles in different places. Last year they did it in France. I know a couple of places are looking at Scotland or Ireland. Like, it's really cool. These people who created this, they're a company based out of Canada, sister and brother duo who plan events, and they actually have been throwing this very big ball for a while, for years in Canada, and then broke away and just started doing this while also planning their ball. And they're just like nerd kings and queens. It's kind of amazing that this is make believe is now like an adult thing that we can do. It's so great.
1 minute. Thank you.
Thank you.
1 minute.
We should probably pull the raffle.
Message us on Growth Explorer, or you can message us individually, or you can message us. We all want chips.
Yes, and make sure you eat your chips now, not while the game is going on, because that crunch station should leave the train. Excuse me, that crunch train should leave the station. Once we get
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Eat chips along with us. Come on, everybody. Eat chips.
Yeah, I'm trying
Do
some
it directly
ASMR.
in the mic.
ASMR
Directly.
crunch.
But yeah, should we pull that raffle? I think we should probably
Yeah,
pull
let's
it.
do the raffle.
Yeah, raffle time.
If we can.
Every day I'm raffling.
Jimmy 47.
Yeah.
Congrats on the shirt.
Congratulations.
Message us with your address, size.
Yeah, Girls
on
Get Glory
Twitter.
on Twitter.
Girls Get
Message us
Glory.
there.
And also the mod, if there's a mod on, right there, if you can take down the information and also send it to us, somebody will get
Also,
your
acknowledge
shirt
that
to
you
you.
are in chat right now, or else you don't win.
We need a wave from you.
Jimmy 47 is not in chat.
Okay, somebody else.
Doing another one?
Thank
Back
you.
to back. Oh, is Jimmy 47 in chat?
No, Jimmy 47 is not in chat.
Dude.
Come on, man.
New raffle, new raffle,
It
new
could still be
raffle.
you.
Should we?
So stay.
Jokester 158.
Jokester, if you are in chat, you receive
You
it.
gotta let us know.
And if not,
Jokester, you?
then we'll do it at the end of the game.
Yeah, we'll just do one more at the end of the game if they are not in chat.
Is he there?
All right.
Stay the whole time.
So,
If not, yeah, we'll just do one at the end.
At the
That's
end,
how you
if
get
not.
your loot. You have to stay through the adventure.
so let's wrangle back. You guys, after a long day and night of spending time at Gilliam Street, you guys make it back, and they bring you along as well, Evelyn, to your little abode, your little tree hut abode in the Hero's Garden. And you guys are hungry, and the only thing you have is some bark chips left for dinner. So, you have, some things, all different types, all different vegetables, but you didn't have enough time to prepare a full meal, and it's late, so you guys are just eating your dried food currently. So yeah, it's a cozy little area. Mr. Hopkins, hops out and eats a chip along with you as the fire is burning. But tomorrow's a big day.
I'm feeling nervous, not gonna lie. But I'm also feeling very confident. Because why would they choose someone so young like me if I wasn't special?
You're gonna be great.
We're all gonna be there for you.
Awesome.
And we all have eye patches.
We know.
That makes me feel so special and loved.
We love you very much.
If anything, or if nothing, if nothing else, you look so beautiful, and that's what matters. That's what matters. Where's the more
And I
beer?
I think
We'll get you some more. I'm
if
gonna
Moira
fill the
says
jug
yes,
with beer. And
we could give you
Yes.
a celebratory half sip of wine.
And a half toke of the herbalism kit, which I've just pulled out.
a half.
Wow.
A half toke. I'll give you a blowback.
Tomorrow night after.
After?
Fair. Because tonight,
You might
I'll
get
have a
too
glass of
nervous
wine now and
Well, no, I just filled the jug with beer for you.
Herbalism.
I just
Now.
filled the
You have some
alchemist jug with
herbalism and fall
beer.
asleep. There's a big day.
Here,
Yes.
here.
You
You
also
finished the
know.
alchemist jug full of beer.
great.
She drinks the whole alchemist jug full of beer. All right, we'll talk about that in a second.
Oh God, it's a
You
good beer, though.
you know you have to be right at dawn as the sun is rising. You know this as well. You have to be there to begin essentially the christening of the Walk of Light. And in order to do all of that, your friends come in just a couple hours past dawn. But there's a lot of preparations. You get bathed in very special water. You get walked through the day's events, at least to the amount that they can give you. They help you practice your vows. And everybody together as a class has to kind of practice all of these things together. So it's getting all of you guys, even though everybody else in your class right now that you've been practicing with, they're all 18 years old. you're the youngest. You're 14 for some reason, and they've let you into this. They just believe in you that fully. So you don't want to get, try new things. You have to be up in very little amount of time. So
I'm gonna go to sleep. Just gonna make sure I'm ready. Although I have trouble sleeping because I'm so excited and nervous. But yeah, I just curl up.
all right, you go to rest. The rest of you guys as well. Finish up your chip meals and chomp.
I'm very good about not eating chips right now.
It's Walla. It's sound design, you guys. That's what we're doing for you.
It's immersive.
It's immersive theater. But Lilith, I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw, having drank a whole jug of beer.
After going
Magic
to
beer.
the tavern.
Ooh.
I got a 3.
Oh boy.
So
Okay. You drink and drink and drink, and you're like drinking. Your feet are up, and you're drinking, and like your feet is like your head's in the jug, and you're drinking and you're drinking. You pass out pretty early, super drunk. And we'll see what happens in the morning.
Oh, no. I guess
Um,
Evelyn probably at some point goes home
Mhm.
to sleep, but she promises she'll be there first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Yay, we'll go together to the spires.
Sure, I can come pick you up.
Okay.
So yeah, right before the crack of dawn, you hear the sound of footsteps outside of the
Wings.
tree once more. What?
Boot wings.
Boot wings. You hear the sound of boot wing footsteps flutter nearby the entrance to the treehouse. A light rap at the door, and you're already awake. You're already you had trouble sleeping, and right as you hear the rap at the door, you had already started gathering your things for the day, and you're getting ready.
I've packed her like a breakfast or something to take with her.
Perfect.
Aw.
So
Mom's seeing you off to your first day of school.
and the rest of you guys are pretty tired. A couple of you guys went to bed early to make sure that she was taken care of in the morning. But you need to let her go to the spires first and foremost, and then the followers of Lathander go first and foremost, and then the rest of you guys get summoned in about 2 hours. So you make your way back to the spires. You enter it. Radiance is already preparing all of the events of the day. You get walked through all of your vows. The vows are of the spires. So there's 7 spires in the spires, all plated with different metal. And so each one of these kind of have their own vow. And so you're practicing this over and over. The vow of gold and silver, of bronze and copper. Like these are chants that you have to say, and these are truths that you have to swear by for the rest of your life. A lot of other people there are, these other 18-year-old kids, they love you, but they're giving you a little bit of a side eye. Like, have you seen enough? Have you been through enough life experience to really make this level of commitment? And you hear whispers about something called the shadows. Now, you've heard people talking about this throughout the process of it, but you haven't really understood what that means, because it's like, oh, light and shadow, like light and dark. Like there must be something about this. But a couple of the 18-year-olds are like kind of snickering behind. And then you break after about an hour. People are getting dressed and adorned in their garb now. So everyone's getting dressed in their clothes of different sorts. A couple of them were kind of confused about your eye patch, but, weren't looking. They were too focused on their own practice to say anything about it. And having been watching her the last hour within the spire, she kind of walks over to you at her break, and you have no more than an hour until your friends come and everything gets into motion. So
You're doing so great.
Thank you.
I could tell that you knew all the words you had to say. I was
I've
mouthing
been
them along with you.
practicing. I'm glad you could tell.
Mhm.
I've been practicing so much. Sometimes I do worry that, the other people don't think that I should be here today, and that makes me feel sad. But then I remind myself that my brother would be so proud of me, and I say, you know what, Fauna, you gotta do it, and so I'm gonna.
You're doing it for your brother?
Yeah.
Why for him and not for you?
Well, I'm doing it for me too, definitely. But, we were twins, and I feel like a part of me is him and a part of him is me, and so it's for him as much as it's for me.
That's real sweet.
Thanks.
Do you think, was he a follower of Lathander too?
He wasn't,
Oh.
but I think maybe he would have been eventually.
I like to think that about everyone too. That someday they'll see the light of Lathander and love him just as much as we do.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Because light and love, and it's the best stuff.
As you say that, Farland, who had been kind of tidying things up and running around for Radiance, who, is the one who's in the front and center, you have to hold these like orbs, like this shape of the precious metals that all the spires are kind of brought into, and this is what you swear on. So then you pass and you hold another one of these, and you make this chant. And so as he's buffing all of these stones to make sure that everything's in tip-top shape for everyone who's getting initiated, Farland walks over to you and he goes, "My hands are raw. I have been polishing these things so you can see your reflection in them when you make the vows."
Had a little small bit.
Oh, I did. Awesome. Okay, so back we go.
All right.
So yeah, he's been polishing all of these orbs and all of these things of all different precious metals, and comes over kind of exhausted and goes, "I have just been trying to make sure you can see yourself in these. Are you excited? Are you ready?"
They're absolutely beautiful, Farland. You should show these things to Moira. Just show your work. Let it speak for itself.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you're talking. I don't know why you're mentioning Moira right now. This is about you.
It is about me, thank you.
Yeah.
Are you and Moira like a thing?
What?
He hopes to one day be a thing.
What are you talking
Oh,
about?
that's so sweet.
I just-
Moira's just the best.
I was just
She's real
asking. This is, my situation with my wife passing away. It's just,
Oh.
it's hard.
Well, you did polish these balls real good.
Thanks. He kind of turns around and walks away, staring deep into the abyss. But Radiance, walks over, and she's busy right now, but she puts one hand on you and she goes, "I hope that you're ready. Don't forget you have to walk through everyone who prays today. This is over 300 people who are going to be in attendance." All right, you good?
I'm ready.
Okay. I remember back when you did this ceremony too.
Wasn't that a great day?
It was. We have lost people with our temple, and you've seen that. It's wonderful to have you here. I really do think that if anything were to happen to me, I would like to hand it over to you.
To me?
It's been a while since you've been back, but I think that you're somebody that has proven trustworthy.
That's
What
an honor.
I don't know what to say. I don't know if I could ever fill shoes like yours.
It's perhaps an arduous task, but everybody here sees light in you, and I think that you could continue to radiate much like I.
Well, whatever Lathander asks of me, I will do. So, I hope you're around for a real long time, but if that day comes, I'll listen to his instruction.
Fill your heart. And she just kind of touches you on the shoulder and walks away.
I can't believe it. I'm so glad you're my friend.
Me too. I'm so proud of you. I think
Thank
that
you.
you're just going to do such a great job today, and I know your brother's going to be real proud.
Thank you. Can I make a quick prayer to Lathander?
Okay.
Okay.
You do this and then you see her do it right next to you.
Just before I do go through this ceremony. Lathander, please know that I love you and that I feel so honored to be included in today's ceremony. And if there's anything that I need to know or any guiding light you can give me, I appreciate it. And I just hope it goes well. Thank you. Bye.
Can I have the two of you guys make a religion check as you guys are praying?
Ooh, crit.
Nat 20?
Lathander speaks.
The power of Lathander.
I got 15.
Great. You feel a calming presence. You feel this brightness in your eyes. Though, the sun is not in them. There's that kind of wash that occurs as if you're staring into the sun. It's real calming serenity. Something similar to this warmth that you always know whenever you pray to him. He's here. He's listening. You, however, as you are praying directly to Lathander, you feel this surge. And as you kind of, for a moment, almost get wrapped up in just this prayer and this headspace that you're in, you see something. You see a flash of something, a similar something. You see a familiar labyrinth and familiar sconces, and you see that very quick image of you touching your brother, your resurrected brother, and him fading away. That very specific vision that you saw at the end of your labyrinth journey. Do you remember that from last
We
season?
putting it back together?
No, that's the same as if he's recalling that moment. So he's somewhere, Lathander's saying, like, remember this. Remember this.
The moment of,
When you were walking through the labyrinth. So he's trying to remind you of something that he was saying then, if you remember the exact words he happened to tell you. But then this vision kind of peters away after, and then it kind of dances away, and then it just...
I know. I remember how I felt. The exact words I don't remember.
He told you something very specific, and you can feel there was something along the lines of like a little bit of a warning. You don't know what it was?
I remember that.
I think I remember it.
Anyone tell me?
I think it was the like get into it for the right reasons thing.
Yeah.
That kind of warning.
I'll try and remember later.
Yeah, you pray, and then you get this vision from him, and you're like, and you just look at Evelyn, and he's like,
Evelyn's like, don't you just feel the warmth of Lathander wash over you?
Most of the time, yeah.
Did Lathander tell you something special?
Yes. Always. Whatever Lathander tells me is special.
That's so true. You're so wise for someone so young.
Thank you.
so at that, trumpets begin to just sound at the beck and call of this very loud, grandiose situation. All of these big banners are falling down. There's big ritual happening here. Things are being scrubbed and are shiny. The spires are definitely anew today. Like they've had people working all night, and it's just glistening and glowing. True radiance, much like Radiance herself. Everyone's walking in with their traditional garb. People are starting to filter in. They're giving you pleasantries. They're talking to you as they walk in, like, congratulations on being walking in the light of Lathander. We can't wait to have you formally a part of the family. You've been so great, Fauna. And everyone, families, there's essentially like pews being set up for different areas where families of the 14 people being initiated can sit. You have a whole row to yourself, 2 rows if you needed it, but they've marked it all off for you guys. And you walk up to the spires, this very opulent structure, everybody, just glistening brighter than it normally does. There are people standing on the outside in these beautiful robes, playing instruments, trumpets. It's extra. It's very extra. And like the banners themselves are like written about the dawn ceremony occurring. People are chanting and saying prayers everywhere as you're entering it. It is wild. The marble is just polished to the point you can see your face in it as you're walking into the spire.
Eye patches.
Yeah. Dude, I'm just imagining one of those
You're
like
extra too.
I'm imagining one of those shots of like the slow-mo walk with like the pan up from the feet and it
Yeah.
all like reaches up to the eye patches and everyone's like
Yeah, you guys are all walking with that. People are looking at you kind of awkwardly, but they're handing you these tokens, these like prayer tokens that are in the shape of the sun, that when you rub it, glow a little bit, and they're just telling you this is part of the process and the ceremony. So when the person that you're trying to initiate comes in, pray along with them, and just, this sends kind of like a surge of community that you're there with them. Also, you catch that quite a few people being initiated are bringing along parts of like parties of adventurers with them too. Like they have a group of people, and you knew this, and you would have told everybody here this too, and you, that you tend to choose certain people to be a part of your row who, if anything is asked of you, you will go on a journey together, whatever that journey might be. Essentially your family, and this is your chosen family. So it's a big ask, and also Gilliam gets in that row. So like happily.
I want to just
Yeah.
ask, how am I physically doing?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Your speed is like halved,
Okay.
and you're just like healing over like every like 30 steps. You're just like, you look great, but horrible.
Making sure
like
she's drinking water.
everything else is a wreck, but your outfit looks great.
Like a tincture of willow bark ginger infusion.
to
Yes.
settle
Yes.
the stomach.
You need a little help.
I'm gonna actually just cast Healing Word on myself.
Okay, yeah, you surge up.
Yeah.
You're fully healed. You're fine. You might
Yeah.
need something a little stronger. You know what? Somebody walking around catches this on you, and this is all paladins and, and clerics. And someone walks over and they're like, "Oh, sweet child, you And they just put their hand on you, and you just feel this like restorative nature as if they cast lesser restoration on you, as you just suddenly don't feel quite so sick, and you can stand up tall. You're not moving quite as badly.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
child.
you.
Oh, child.
Thank you.
And she kind of pats your cheek and walks away. Like everybody here, if anyone's even sick, cleansed here because it's clearly a very holy center and area. So you guys begin to filter in. You guys take your seats. Everything's marked for you guys. Gilliam actually gets set. There's enough for you guys to be in the top row, but the second row, he sits in, and everyone's talking about your eye patches. But then when he walks down the center aisle and walks through, and everyone's whispering, there's like more like gasps, and then people like rush forward to him, and they're like asking him about his eye patch, and he points in your direction. There is a crate sweeping the spires right now, and likely all of Waterdeep, as everyone's talking about your beautiful eye patches. But the ceremony begins as you hear these very loud drums begin to echo in the chamber. The sound once more of what even appears to be the infusion of birds within instruments. It's like they get the sound of bird calls. So there's just this like glorious morning ring when the sun begins to rise of like this echo of birds, and it's harmonious and it's absolutely enchanting. You guys have never heard of anything like that. It's like being in a bird paradise for a moment. But you're used to this. You see every once a year.
Just basking in it. She's just like,
and it's beautiful. And as you're doing this one by one, you guys get led down the main pathway. However, you had been instructed, you have to weave through all of the pews. And what happens, similar to when you initially begin this, or when you do your certain prayers, everyone casts the light cantrip on you. So as you pass through, everyone and every part of their body starts to just glow and glisten. And all 14 of you, as you begin to snake around, everyone touching one another, you are glowing. And by the end, you can barely see anything but their faces, just because they're so vast and covered in light.
I don't have the light cantrip, but I'm gonna shake my dust on it.
Yes, they don't expect anybody who's been invited to do that, but everybody who prays to Lathander is casting this cantrip on you guys.
Everyone's doing that thing where, like, you have the overly excited friend and she's, like, patting their legs. Like,
and yes, you begin to weave and make your way through. You get to the top of this area here as the light kind of on you guys kind of fades a little bit, enough that you guys can be seen and you can do these prayers, and you all take a knee. Radiance walks in and up to the center of the platform, over and around the very opulent altar of Lathander, which is this huge sun with all different pokes of different metals. It's like hammered together, huge sun altar. She walks around, it comes out, begins prayers. You hear chanting, you hear agreements. You hear like, let the light live within you. May the light fill your eyes. It's just like this very interesting kind of chant and response. But she puts out on this altar all of these orbs that you guys see that are shining and just bright. Even from where you're sitting, these are large metallic orbs. So as this begins,
point those out to Moira and be like,
You know what? Farland polished those. Don't they look nice?
Yeah, yes, they're very shiny.
she just nods at you and stares way too long.
She's just gonna pat your leg and be like, yes, yeah, yes, they're very nice.
She winks, but you can't see it because she's wearing an eye patch.
I think I understood what that was, but no, there's a lot. Yeah.
She's just making it more complicated.
and then you hear as you're saying this, whispering to one another, Radiance steps out and begins. Welcome all to the altar of our morning Lord, our deity of creativity, dawn, renewal, birth, spring, perfection, vitality, and youth. All of you have the light and the life within you. Welcome to the commander. And she just kind of nods, and you guys all like nod in unison. There is a lengthy, long prayer call and response once more that occurs. She talks so much about how he's the chosen and how you are all now part of the Dawnbringers. You are truly a part of the Lathandrian faith. She recognizes each one of you, calls you forward, says your names. steps you back. It's like about an hour into the ceremony, a couple of you guys who are not used to stuff like this, like especially you might have had lesser restoration. You didn't get a good rest sleep. Like you're kind of dozing off in the middle of it. There's a lot of talk about bettering oneself, striving to become better followers, letting your heart be true. And this is really not a task or a ceremony that is for those who are weak of faith. This is really for the people who are strong of faith, because people on this path who go on this journey sometimes don't come out of it with the blessing of Lathander. Sometimes you are not ready for this. Sometimes your heart is not in the right place. So you really have to be committed to this. This is a big decision. This is an initiation. So as everyone's beginning to chant, you begin to take the vows. As everyone's talking, you hear this, you step forward, you grab the gold orb, you take the bond of light, the vow of light, you chant it back. You take the bond of life, the silver. You take the bond of trust, the copper orb, as you all step forward. The bond of strength with bronze, the bond of power with platinum, the bond of will with palladium, and the bond of soul with brass. So each one of you guys go through this and essentially give parts of yourself and your soul, admitting that you will take on the spires of Lathander and bring his light to all. So, as this is happening, you hear chants from death, life. There's always another dawn. In the dawn, beauty reigns. The way is clear. And people are just chanting it. Finally, at the end, Radiant stands before you and kind of motions to the 14 of you guys and says, "Do you swear to uphold all the light brings, to cast the world away from shadow, to always hold his light in your heart no matter what darkness that you might face? Do you swear to see Lathander as your chosen god? Be diligent in your dedication to him, and always let the truth of light be all?"
I do.
And everyone begins to cheer. It's just the whole thing. It's cheering, it's cheering, it's cheering. It's actually not, as everyone cheers and begins to pray. Radiant steps forward, and everyone is just smiling, glistening. But she steps forward and she says to you, she goes through a couple of people. You catch that each one of these people is asked to hold an orb of theirs. They choose one of these orbs, and if an orb is taken, another one's replaced. But each one of these people initiated chooses an orb and then gets sent off somewhere. And about 5 people, and you knew this was going to happen, but you don't know where you're getting sent off to. This is a bit more of cryptic part of the ceremony. But you just know that you have to accept this and then go with your friends to wherever you might need to go. So,
Wait, this is like a mission?
seems like it might be. As you're going down all of the orbs, she comes to you. And she asks, which orb would you like to choose?
Oh no. I forgot what the colors were.
Gold, bond of light. Silver, bond of life. Copper, bond of trust. Bronze, bond of strength. Platinum, bond of power. Palladium, bond of will. And brass, bond of soul. And you knew all of these. You've been studying them.
Gold.
Gold, bond of light. A lot of people choose that one.
I mean, it matches my outfit.
She kind of whispers that to you, like, and nods and winks. As you grab this one and you go and you sit down with your friends. A few more prayers happen. Everybody has an orb. And everyone applauds. Now it's finally over. At least the initial ceremony. As this begins, you all break away. And one by one, paladins and clerics begin to come over to you guys and speak with you all. You guys start to get escorted out. The main ceremony's over. Everybody else is kind of going about their day-and-day activities. It's 3 hours past. This is a 3-hour ceremony. However, Radiance comes over and walks over to you and says, "Are you going to be supervising this, Evelyn? We always need somebody to supervise the walk."
Well, I'd be happy to if that's all right.
I would love for her to be my supervisor.
Fantastic. So you're going to be going up the gold spire then, choosing the gold orb. I'm assuming these friends of yours you're bringing along with you?
They're my people.
Fantastic. Great. Well, I wish you best of luck. And just so you know, I do think you'll be fine.
Radiance, thank you.
Anything.
I hope I'll be fine.
I have faith.
Good. Me
She
too.
kind of taps you on the shoulder, nods, winks to you, and begins to scream. You do say that. You're like, she better be fine. With your eye patch, you're shooting one eye at her Radiance. She doesn't catch this. She's already off in her own zone. However, the 6 of you guys begin to get pushed forward. Gilliam like gets offered to go, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm fine. I'm gonna walk around and talk about my eye patch." So he does.
Do some marketing.
So as he's kind of perusing and making way with everybody, you guys get escorted over to the Golden Spire, and a couple people are in front of you. Again, gold's a very common color to choose in the path of light, with the Dawnbringer, clearly. Takes about another 20 minutes pass, and finally someone escorts you guys in. What you see before you is an incredibly long spiral staircase that goes all the way up. They tell you to go all the way up to the top and go to the final room up there, and not a lot of people do that. This is a multi-tiered spire area, and you know that, like, going up to this highest room, you don't know what you'll face, but you got to make your way up these staircases, you guys. Ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right.
You guys ready to go up the stairs? Okay, let's go.
You gonna be okay?
I'm just worried about your condition.
No, I got healed.
Well,
okay.
but you still just
All right.
make sure you drink
go.
water.
Up you go.
Gotta hike up my
round
skirts.
and round and round. It's been a while since you've overseen any of these. And you are this is like hundreds of stairs. Like it's your legs feel great as you get up to that top spire finally. You make your way to the top, having holding on to the railing towards the end. Lilith is just a little slower.
Okay.
And you see this beautiful opulent door made of gold. Just pure sheet and gold. It's huge. It's glorious. And you just have to push it open. But it's standing here before you with all of your friends behind you with these shiny eye patches on. Deep breath. Push it open. So, you open it into this gorgeous room. It is incredibly large and empty. The sun right now, from the way that the sun has hit over and the sunrise is hitting over, the light streaming into this on the top spire, you're probably on the top, right? The tippy top of the gold spire. It is just a lot of light coming through these windows. It's just windows open and light coming in, almost no wall. There's columns to hold up some of the windows. It's overpowering. And the rest of you guys too, coming from the much darker spire. I mean, there was light inside of it, but this is like walking into sun is what it feels like as you're walking here. Very powerful, but your eyes adjust. Those with dark vision, it hurts a little bit, but you're still able to see, but it's a little painful. As you walk into this, it is completely empty. It is beautiful gold floor, gold sheeted ceiling all the way up to the top, but empty. There's nothing in this. It's just this huge circular spire room. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What is this?
So I'd like to cast Fairy Light.
Okay.
Wait, where is it?
You are all walking in.
Fairy Fire, I mean.
Where is she?
Oh boy.
What is it?
Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dex save. For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Okay. Where do you cast it?
Well, it's a 20-foot cube. How big is the room?
About this size. Pretty big.
Oh.
Huge spire. I mean, the temple was ginormous. Once you get to this
Oh.
spire, this is small comparatively.
Oh, I was imagining like this tiny little room at the top of the tiny little spire. Okay, never mind then. Maybe I won't.
Yeah, biggest temple in all of Waterdeep. This
All right,
spire,
never
though
mind.
smaller, imagine that multiplied by like 10. That's how big the actual temple is. It's huge. It's ginormous.
Small thing, what do we do here?
Does Evelyn know about the test? Like, is she kind of supposed to keep things to herself, or?
You can whisper at this point, but you don't know what she's going to face. You have
Okay.
no idea.
I don't know any more than you do, but you just have to trust Lathander that he will guide you. Look for a sign.
Okay. Oh,
Make a religion check.
okay. 17.
17? Okay. You take a moment and you try to get your eyes to focus in this very light, vast room. It's a lot of light. But you swear in the crux or in the middle of where some of the light streams meet, somewhere towards the center of the room, there's like a stronger light in the center, almost like something, instead of bouncing off, something's absorbing the light in the center.
Alright, I walk toward it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be right behind her.
Okay. So Evelyn's kind of here. You're right behind her.
I'd like to skirt the perimeter.
Ready to walk towards the center. All right. Where are you?
I'm kind of skirting the perimeter.
Like this way?
The other way.
The other way?
Yeah, like
This
there.
way?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lilith, what are you
I'll
doing?
cover the other way.
Cover the other way?
Oh no,
Oh, that's me.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Lilith. Sorry. And where do you want to go?
I'll
Kind of
just
stumbling back
yeah.
here. Okay. Making your way. All right. When you get to the center, there is something refracting in the center. There's something like the light's collecting in the middle, like a poke. And you're just walking towards it, and you get pretty close to it to the point that you have to shield your eyes. Very similar sensation. What do you do?
Hello?
Hello, hello, hello. Echoes in space.
Lathander. I start praying to Lathander. I feel so special to have been initiated today. And
Special is not what you should be feeling. You hear a voice in your head.
humble and honored. And
What you should be feeling, child,
yes,
is light. And so, as you say that, you open up your eyes, and all of you guys see all of this light begin to swirl together. It's like collecting light. The light in this actual room, though you swear to God the sun's trickling through it, the sun is no longer, and light is just collecting in the center as it's swirling, almost as if it's actually moving and dancing. And you see something pretty interesting pop right in front of you. This is actually a gold dragon that appears in front of you, but it growls and it kind of makes this loud noise, and it is ready to battle.
What?
So let's do it.
So we're rolling for initiative right now?
Yep, you guys are rolling for initiative. All right.
It's a dragon.
Yes. And it's the wrong color. It's a gold dragon, but this gorgeous young gold dragon is in front of you and gonna fight you.
Is
So
this what happened to you?
Evelyn like sees it and she's like, "Oh my, I'm so scared!" And she's like super excited to fight the dragon.
yeah, love it. All right, so the battle begins.
I would just like to point out that one of my favorite enemies is dragons.
Yes, it is. It is indeed.
Just
All
gonna throw
right.
that out there if that
So
helps.
20 and up for initiative.
20.
20. Nicely done. 20 to 15.
13. No, that's not.
Okay, so 15 to 10.
12.
13. And what's your dex mods?
Oh, mine's like a 1.
All right, so both of you rolled 12. And so
What's
I
your
think
dex mod?
Lilith would be first.
2.
then,
Yep.
And Moira. Then 13 was you, Fauna. And what did the rest of you guys roll?
7.
Same.
7, 7, and you already rolled, correct? So what's your dex mod?
Plus 5.
Mine's 2. Perfect.
Oh, I messed up.
7, 7.
Does that make Evelyn laugh?
Yes, it
That's where
does.
she's like, "Oh, what will we do?"
Oh no.
Face, just like, oh.
I love that. Okay, Rowan, you're up first. You're first on this. As this dragon just and right in front of you, ready to fight.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, I'm see, it's so dragons are really powerful, right? So like, I don't know what I can do. All right, I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on it.
All
We're gonna
right.
see what that does.
You cast a spell magic. I need you to make I'm gonna have you make an Arcana check, please.
An Arcana check.
Yes. As you cast a spell.
15.
Okay. You cast a spell magic at it, and it hits it like a wave. Like there's this wave of energy that comes against it and towards it. Dispel magic, you can do it at a range, correct? You're not too far.
120 feet.
Yeah, so you can cast it like directly at it so it doesn't hit any of your friends, but the magic stands firm. Whatever this thing is, it's innate and it's something that cannot be dispelled. This is a dragon in front of you right now.
Is this? I have to battle a dragon to be initiated?
All right. Any bonus action
Perhaps.
or movement?
gonna get just a little bit closer.
All right, sounds good. Also, to mark where the entrance is, just so everyone has an idea. Excuse me. There we go.
That's cool.
There we go. So you guys have an idea of kind of the scope of it. Okay, great. That is it for you then. It's now the dragon's turn.
No, it's so soon.
I need everybody here within this space to please make my good old dexterity saving throw. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
In which space?
It's anybody who hits right here. So the 4 people.
Oh, okay.
This is a saving throw, right?
This is a saving throw.
I'm trying to refresh my memory on my stats, but
Everyone within, 10 feet of me gets to add my charisma bonus to their save,
does
which
it
is a
stack
3.
with my charisma bonus?
Oh yeah,
Maybe
I
2
actually
auras?
allow that. As a DM, I allow
Holy
that.
cow!
I allow that. Mm-hmm.
So how much is yours, Rachel?
3.
Mine is 5.
Wow! Level 12! Holy cow! Okay.
All right. So,
Mine's still just a
what
12.
did you? So you stole a 12.
Yeah.
All right. What did? Who else are we missing?
yourself as well?
I don't think so. I think it's just all of my
It's anybody
allies.
around you. I believe it's allies.
Yeah.
I
I
could
don't
be
think I can
mistaken.
apply my
You guys
own.
are lucky. I'm
I've
not
never
rolling
been
well.
able to apply my own. Like, I've never applied my own aura to
Very
myself.
lucky. I'm not rolling well. Okay. So anybody who got beneath a 17, you take 57 points of fire damage.
Oh my god!
And then if you got above that, you take half. So
How much did you 7?
if you rolled beneath a 17. And then,
I rolled 19.
so you only take 29 points of fire damage. As it just lets out this massive,
Maximum is 54.
massive breath of fire.
57?
It is
Oh, you
wild
rolled
enough.
higher. Okay.
So
I would have literally just
that is its attack.
It does include us. While you're conscious, you
okay,
grant all
so-
friendly creatures, including
You're
you, within
so-
a
Mine
10
would have been
foot.
15.
Okay, but that's still
But it's
still
yeah.
enough to take full damage. But you feel better than you normally would having a secondary paladin here to help
Yeah,
you.
that's always awesome.
Yeah,
Holy.
no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
So-
So it's 7. What did you say? How much damage if it's?
It is 57 if you do not pass it, and it is 29 if you did.
Okay,
Lots of fire, everybody. So it breathes this massive fire against you guys. Takes a moment, and the wings begin to fly up. It is going to just get enough out of reach, so that way you guys cannot hit it. But Fauna, you're right in front of it. If you want to take an opportunity of attack, I know.
Sure, I'll take it up. Wait, is that an opportunity of attack? Can I do a spell or?
What?
Can I do a
No,
spell?
it has to be a weapon that you're wielding within your hand.
Okay, so I pull my short sword on it
Uh-huh.
and try and swipe it.
All right, roll the hit.
15.
15 does not hit it. It kind of pings against the armor of the creature. It's very strong. It kind of vibrates through your hand. You're like, oh, but at least I tried to hit it. It was close. But this creature has thick hide. All right, that is your turn. Its turn. Excuse me. Now it's not Rowan's. It is now your turn, Fauna.
Okay, I have to remind myself because I just got this.
Yeah.
Divine Strike.
Yeah.
At 8th level, you gain the ability to infuse your weapon strikes with divine energy. Oh, so, okay. Damage. Okay, never mind. Okay. Now I know what that means. That doesn't matter. Alright. I'm going to cast... my Spirit Guardians.
Awesome. All right, so you summon them around.
All my little, tiny, fairy phoenixes.
Yeah, fantastic. Baby Phoenix spiritual guardians, spiritual
around me.
summons. Yes, and so that does.
When you cast a spell, you can designate any number of creatures you see to be unaffected by it, so all my people.
All your friends.
An affected creature's speed is halved in the area, and when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage.
Sounds great. So it's within the space as it's flying around. So that is 3d8 radiant damage, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Great. If you can roll that, then.
Oh, right, 3d8s.
Yeah, you just summon all these phoenixes to hit against the hide and the armor of the creature.
13.
13. And is there any save on that, or is that auto hit? The spiritual guardians.
No, it's a save.
It's a
Wisdom
save.
save.
Wisdom? Ooh. See if he's wise or she's wise. That is a 14. Does that save against?
No, it doesn't.
I'm just kidding. I was looking at the wrong thing. An 18. Does that save?
Yeah.
Okay, so it takes half damage?
Half damage.
Yeah, so that's 7 points. We always round up here, just so you know, house rules, because I'm a power of positivity compels you. Great, fantastic. So yeah, your phoenixes go up, even though this creature is able to kind of get out of the way for a few of them. It's clawing into it, like they're hitting this creature.
And I'm also gonna cast a spiritual weapon as my bonus.
Sounds good. You cast your phoenix out. This is the little one
I like
for your
the
phoenix. You cast it up above to hit the creature, so no doubt it's flying as well. So it's up here. All right.
It's gonna attack.
All right. Roll to hit.
Critical hit.
Nice, double damage. Nice. So this giant phoenix, usually she summons a phoenix as well, just huge, dancing around with all these other spiritual phoenixes, is just gonna hack into this dragon.
6 plus 7, 13.
13. Nice. Yeah, you're clawing into this creature. That
I
phoenix.
didn't double it.
Oh, you didn't
12.
double it?
12 plus 7, 19.
Oh, yeah. Wow, spiritual weapon.
I forgot about my crit real fast. But.
Yeah, this phoenix, like that you summoned, it's powerful and it's strong here. There's an energy within it. There's a surge from your recent induction into this whole. You're just feeling completely charged with the light of Lathander. You summoned the most beautiful phoenix you've ever seen. All right, well done.
I should have healed.
Also, as you do that, and as you summon your phoenix, and as you summon these phoenixes, and all of this is circling around this gorgeous golden dragon, you swear to God it smiles for a second, like knowingly. All right, so yeah, Lilith.
I don't trust this smiling dragon.
I'm going to cast Bestow Curse,
Okay.
which means you have to make a Wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Oh, natty one.
So, in that case, while cursed, you have to make a Wisdom saving throw at the start of each of your turns.
Okay.
And if you fail, you don't get to do anything.
Nice. Well done, Lilith. Can you describe to me what this curse looks like as you put it upon this golden dragon?
So I conjure, it starts as a floating electric orb of purples and dark, like indigos, and I just hurl it at the dragon.
And it just hits it, and it's like electricity as it just starts to go against its body. It looks like it could paralyze it as this kind of blacky purple energy is just like cackling through it. Very cool. All right. Well done, Lilith. Anything you want to do on your bonus action? Or movement-wise?
Can I bonus action is that can I make like a
You can do.
can I shoot at it?
No.
You can do like a bardic inspiration, usually for a bardic inspiration. If you wish to inspire anybody within 30 plus feet of you.
I will inspire Fauna since she's in the line of fire.
What do you sing to her when you inspire her?
May the light ever be in your favor. May the light ever be in your truth. May you be filled with the light of Lathander. I'm always here for you.
It's very pretty. As you kind of have to double over, still might dry than I got for. You're still fine though. And yes, you have bardic inspiration. I believe your current level, is it 1d10 or 1d8 right now? It still might be 1d8.
For bardic inspiration?
Yes, I think.
It's 1d8 per level. Yeah.
1d8. Okay, great. So use that whenever you need to in the next 10 minutes. All right.
What can I add it to?
Like rolls to hit, checks, things like that. Okay, great. All right. Lilith, that is your turn. Moira, what would you like to do?
Bonus action Shield of Faith on myself. Get that out of the way.
Yep.
And you know we gotta go with Moonbeam.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. It's been a long time since Moira has cast Moonbeam because she has hurt a lot of people by accident but I want to get this dragon away from my girl.
You're good to go. The moonbeam in itself is about the size, a little bit over, of this exact thing that this creature's on. So you want to cast it behind the creature so it does not hit Fauna.
Absolutely.
Cast that moonbeam on it. All right, it has to make a save. What did it? Which dex? Dex or?
I'm going to cast it at 2nd level. So.
Are we doing double
Oh no, it's already at
moonbeam?
2nd level.
I see the glint in your eye. Nothing.
Yeah, I
Continue.
only have 2. I only have the 2nd level because I'm a paladin. I don't really get that many spells. When you start there, you have to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's con save.
Yes, it is.
That one's cocked. Con save. It's a 19.
It
Still
makes
does
it, but
half
it's going to
damage.
take half damage.
Yep.
How many
Evelyn
successes
keeps
do you
moving and
need?
she's like, yes, girl, I like your
I'm
style.
in town, girl.
You guys are all like glittering. You look amazing in your outfits. You're just like casting all of those.
16 radiant
great.
damage.
We have
but
so
half-
much in common.
half it.
Half. Thank you. So 8. Fantastic. And hold at 16 because your moonbeam's at
Yes.
16. Great. All right. Well done. Yes, this creature takes it. It glows within moonbeam. This bright light fills the room once more because again, it's quite dark minus the glow coming off of this creature. But moonbeam casts even more light. It's much easier to see now. It's just not quite as damp, dark looking. All right, Moira, movement at all?
I'm going to inch forward just a little bit so I can get both of them within. Is there a way for me to get both of them within a 5-foot radius of me, right there?
I'll say right there.
Yeah?
It,
Okay.
It
Yeah.
places them. All right, great.
So if Fauna or Evelyn gets attacked, it's at disadvantage.
Fantastic. All right, Lala.
Shoot it.
All right, roll the hit.
Uh,
Do you want to do Hunter's Mark as bonus action?
oh
or
yeah,
you-
Hunter's Mark first.
Nice
I checked it off, so I
What
was like,
kind
I
do?
did it, but I didn't. Yeah, Hunter's Mark first,
Sounds good.
and then a 21 to hit.
That'll hit. Roll for damage.
So this is gonna be my arrow damage.
All right.
And that what am I? That is 12.
Nice.
And then I have Hunter's Mark damage
Oh, wow.
is 1.
Okay.
And then my Colossus
And then-
Slayer is going to be another 2.
Wow. Yeah, you hit this thing. You crack that first hit into it. This arrow pierces and hits into one of the wings, slicing some of the wing away.
And then I'm going to do it again
Second hit.
with a 23 to hit.
That'll hit. Roll for damage.
This is my
This
bow
is your
damage,
zone.
which is 11
Oh,
points.
nice.
And
Okay.
then Hunter's Mark is only once per turn, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and is Colossus Slayer once per turn. Okay, so then another 11.
All right, 11. Yeah, you pierce this thing twice, getting these perfect holes within its wings. You can tell it's hurting already. Well done, Lala. Yeah, you guys are doing a great job. All right.
I mean,
Evelyn, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
26.
Would you say the dragon is within 10 feet of me?
I'm going to say it flew up about 25 feet.
Okay.
So,
So not.
yeah, just out of about 10, 15 reach. Now, if you jump, and you jump well, it would be within 10 feet
Oh,
of
she
you.
can fly.
She can fly. So the reason I'm asking is if I were by chance to cast Nature's Wrath and my vines were springing up, they probably couldn't reach 25 feet up to grab it.
I mean, you are in your personal temple.
That's true. I am. So maybe I'll try it. So Evelyn is like, she's like really excited and she wants to get in the battle, but she also like wants to let them do their thing, you know? Like this is their special day.
How many points of fire?
Yeah, it's a scratch, you know? Just their thing. So she's gonna just kind of like flit up. She's gonna do a jump with her flying boots because
Okay.
she can
Flips her
float.
heels. Okay.
Yeah, and then she'll be like, "Damn boy," and cast Nature's Wrath. So spectral vines reach up and try to grab the dragon. And I imagine in the temple that they have lots of flowers on them because it's like her
Oh, I
special
love
place.
that.
So
It's like a lot of
yeah.
morning glories because they bloom
Yes.
with the sun. So you're just
Perfect.
doing this gorgeous morning glory vine.
yeah,
And what's
like
it say?
Elsa style.
Love it.
Moira's just like,
Um,
"Oh, I can do that
And
too."
what would you need? What would you need for us to do? It's a
it-
dex check.
It is a Dex or Strength 17.
17 saving throw.
Yeah.
It's 11.
And she's trying to keep the dragon in Moira's moonbeam, so they're like comboing.
So
right
this
now.
thing, it's essentially all of
Yeah.
these morning glory vines just like
Mhm.
dance and wrap around this creature. And it's like, it's currently having, its wings are kind of down and it looks confused
It's
as it
just
looks
holding
down
it,
at you
yeah.
like, all right.
Stay.
Any movement or bonus action?
Nah.
You're just like,
Yeah.
okay, Rowan.
All right. I'm also going to cast Moonbeam.
Double Oh yeah,
Get out!
it's gotten double moonbeam.
Except
Okay,
you
and what
probably go
level?
higher level.
At 4th.
Ooh.
Fourth
So-
level moon. Okay, and it needs to
When do
make
I
a
get-
Constitution saving throw correctly.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, it's con.
Does a 16 beat you?
It does.
Okay.
But you'll take half damage
All right.
at 4d10. So,
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah.
10,
Moonbeam is real nice.
22. So 11.
11 points.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. As this moonbeam like hits down on this creature for the second time, moonbeam glowing even stronger now. This creature's hard to see. Like its head pokes out sometimes from the moonbeam, its wings, but it's completely licked in this divine kind of spell. And as this is happening, you can see that this creature, it's not holding together very well. You guys are doing a very good job on it. It is now its turn where it has to begin first and foremost just taking initial damage from your moonbeams because it's currently within the moonbeam space. So that would be the constant roll of 16. And what was yours? Your initial roll 22 on your 4d10? Because you have to.
22.
So 22 and 16, it needs to make a con save. That's cocked. Okay, it makes a very high con save, so it's going to take half of that. So that is 8 and 11. So still takes 19 points of damage right on its turn as it begins. Jeez. Okay, now it needs to make a wisdom saving throw to see if it can even have its freaking. And it's a wisdom save.
And is it grappled by the vines?
It is grappled by the vines right now. Nature's Wrath.
Combo.
It makes its wisdom save on that. I don't know if that means that it has to do it every time to break the curse, or if one save breaks the curse formally.
Start of each turn.
Okay.
It's for the duration, I
It's
think.
for the duration of the spell. So no matter what, every round even if it made that save, it's still looking kind of wild-eyed at you guys. However, it still has its turn. So what it's going to do, where it is everybody in front of it, another huge breath comes out at you guys.
Yeah,
Let
same.
me one second. Yeah. I do need you guys to make the same dex save. So 17.
All right.
Roll the 6 on its return. Sorry, I'm not laughing.
I failed, but not critically.
Okay. Once I have to roll the damage,
Oh,
guys.
I'm
Sorry.
gonna die though.
So am I.
I'm gonna die too, even though I passed it.
Oops.
Same.
Plus,
Why did I heal us? That was
I did. Oh, I passed it. I'm
Alright,
still gonna
one
die
second.
though
I gotta
because
roll
I'm
it.
taking half damage.
It's 11,
Unless it's not
10,
that
so
high.
it's 20.
My health.
Oh wait,
is not
I
that
should
high.
add my. Oh, I'm gonna add my
So-
bardic inspiration to this roll.
This is, yes, add your
Yeah,
Bard's
do it,
Inspiration
yeah.
to the save. So for anyone who rolled below a 17, this is 46 points of fire damage. As the cone just comes out and hits against you
No.
guys.
Wow.
I have like 3 hit points
I
left.
think I have
All right.
like 2.
If you rolled over a 17, that would be half of
got a
46.
dirty
So that would
20.
be 23.
I
Yeah,
have
I have
2 hit points.
3
People.
But you guys are
hit
still
points
standing.
left.
Somebody.
Right.
Somebody
Maybe
heal
add
me.
my bardic inspiration.
You rolled in that one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh
so
God.
this fire just comes out at you and you're like, whoop, and you just get knocked on your butt so hard, like from the ground. A little bit of smoke coming off of your shoes. Just like they're still in good shape, but you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use these the rest of the battle. Like you, it didn't ruin the dress though, thankfully, but you're gonna need those.
Is it still grappled by the vines?
If it's a concentration spell, is Nature's Wrath a
You
con
can
save?
do another
Con?
save, strength or dex
You done?
for 17.
I don't
No,
think it's.
I'm not in the line of fire.
Oh,
I meant more as is Nature's Wrath a
it's
con
not-
spell?
It's not concentration.
Great.
You're
So you
just
don't need to
restrained.
make a check to make sure you hold that grapple. Yeah, you just get knocked on your butt.
Yeah.
I'm moving.
You have to repeat the save at the end of your turn.
Okay, great. Just to see if it continues its
Yeah.
grapple. And this is a strength check
Strength or dex. whichever
or
you
dex.
choose.
It would do dex, and that's 18.
It breaks it.
All right, yeah. So it's able to kind of get out of the vines, even though this thing is like frustrated and it's in this space. I'm going to say because it still has its movement, it is going to fly over
Then it has
in
to
this
make
direction.
2 other saves against Moonbeam
Rowan,
because
you
if
gotta
it
move.
moves
Oh, if it
out
moves
of
within this
Moonbeam,
space? Oh, okay. I thought
it
it just
has
took
to-
initial damage from
No,
Moonbeam.
it has
stays within
to make another save.
it. Ooh, yeah, it's still gonna do it. Still gonna move.
All right,
It's
you have to
gonna
make
fly.
2 more saves against Moonbeam now.
It will. It has very high con, but let's see if it makes it because it may not. I haven't been rolling great.
8 damage at least.
That is a 23.
Yeah.
And a nat 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is able to fly off. I'm gonna say with its nat 20, pretty much barely
But
takes
you're
its
still gonna
damage.
take half damage, right?
Well, when I roll 20s and 1s, I usually half to half. So it's gonna take a little bit of your damage, not as much. How much of yours? 8. 8. Yeah. I mean, it flies out of the space. It takes half of the halves, which you still rolled high, so that's still 6 points. Yeah, this thing,
Cool. I
this
can't wait for
thing
death.
is not looking great. This thing is holding on by its body. A couple good hits on this thing, it may not stay. So, Fauna, what do you want to do?
Well, I'm gonna kind of run over there.
Okay, you run this direction.
No, not toward it.
Away.
A little bit away. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going, okay, make sure it's still within range. I need to be within 60 feet of it, so.
Yeah, that's 60.
Okay. I'm going to, as my bonus, I'm casting Mass Healing Word
Okay, sounds good.
on everyone, so
Yeah,
let
roll
me
for
roll.
that heal.
So everyone gets 13 points.
Okay, that's nice.
Can
I'll
I
take
add
it.
that to my current health?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you
Not
cannot
if
go
you're
over.
max.
Cannot go over, but if you're maxed out.
So everyone gets 13 points.
I'll take it.
Yes.
And then I'm also going to channel Divinity Preserve Life.
Sounds good.
So I have 40 points to dole out. We can only get maximum half our hit points
Yes.
back. Is she that?
I'm good. I'm fine.
She's good.
She's just knocked down her butt. She's like, I'm good. She puts up her little hand.
Okay, so I have 40 points. So
I have 15.
so I'm gonna
16.
I'm gonna give you each 15, and then I'm gonna take 10.
Sounds good. You surge up. You still, that's just a channel divinity. You still have your bonus action. Your spiritual weapon is still hovering
My
up.
bonus was Healing Word.
Oh, healing word. I thought you did mass healing word.
Mass Healing Word's a bonus.
Oh, it is. Great. So you still have your action then?
Is Channel Divinity not an action?
Oh, it depends. Some are listed
Preserve
as.
life.
It might
No,
be
I
a full.
think it just says twice before a long rest. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
sometimes channel divinities can just be like an
As an
actual.
action, it is an action.
It is an action. Okay, sounds good.
So
yeah.
I call to my holy symbol and I say, Lathander, preserve us.
As you do that, again, you swear you see a smirk from that dang gold dragon, knowingly smiling at you, even though it's hurting your friends really bad.
I think you're really my friend.
God, I hope he's not
Do you want me to
dragon.
ask it? It's
Lilith?
a test, guys.
It is your turn.
I think it's my friend. I think this dragon's my best friend.
Someone try talking to it. Who can
I
speak
can.
with? Yeah, try talking to it.
Only
Laura.
turn.
Well, okay.
Whose turn
But
is
if
it?
it's Lathander, I don't want to try to keep killing it, even though it's.
Yeah, we did.
If it's
try to kill it.
Lathander, I don't think we can kill it.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
he's a little beyond us.
I'm going to pull out my crossbow
Okay.
and I pull it back. I release it.
Roll to hit.
Does a 21 hit?
It does. Roll for damage. Okay. 1, 2, 8. Just so you know, Moira, you're on deck. You're next.
12.
12?
Yes.
Yeah, you're like, all right, if I'm gonna shoot it, and you just crack in this thing, and you just hit it, and it goes straight into the belly of this thing. It's strong. That bolt is right in it. Any bardic inspiration for bonus action or any other sort of thing? Are you good to go? Do you want to move or your choice?
I'm gonna move
Yeah. Where would you like to go? This way?
this way.
Yeah. You're like
Far away from the line of fire.
on fire. And with that, Moira, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna move it.
You're going to move.
Moonbeam, sorry.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm gonna move Moonbeam.
So you use your action
over, yeah.
to move Moonbeam.
Yes.
All right.
And wait, is Lay on Hands action bonus?
Lay on Hand might be a bonus.
Action? Okay. Let me see if I have. I don't know if I have any healing.
Healing word is a bonus.
I don't have healing word. I have like
Cure
cure
wounds.
wounds, but that's a action.
It makes a pretty high con save, so it still will take half that damage.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine. That's all I really
But you
got.
use your action for Lay on Hands. You said
Is it an action to move Moonbeam, or is it a bonus action to move Moonbeam?
Moonbeam spell is long. Let me look it up.
261. On your turn,
Action.
if you cast the spell, you can use an action to move
Yeah.
Moonbeam. Yeah, so I can't
Use
do
the
anything
action,
else.
push it over, take a moment. No bonus action here. Just get ready. And do you want to walk anywhere or anything like that?
I'm gonna walk that direction.
This
like
way?
around it. I don't want us to all be
Like to the
clustered
left?
in the
Yeah.
same place.
Like here.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. You
So,
go around to
yeah.
it. All right. So you scurry over, just try to break apart everybody here. Lala, what do you want to do?
Okay. So real quick, because I knew Colossus Slayer was once per turn, but Hunter's Mark is every time I
Oh,
attack.
okay. Perfect.
So,
So roll
I'm
the
gonna shoot
damage.
it
Roll,
again.
yeah, roll the damage. Thank you for checking on
Okay.
that.
17 to hit.
Does not hit. Ping,
Ooh,
flies
okay.
off.
Then 21.
21 does hit.
Sorry, I rolled them all at the same time.
Mhm.
So we'll do 12 as my initial damage,
Mhm.
and then 3 will be Colossus Slayer, and then 4 will be Hunter's Mark damage.
So how much is that in total?
That is, math. 12, 15, 19 points of damage.
Yeah. How do you want to kill it?
Take it down! I'm gonna fly up to its eye level.
Okay.
I'm going to pull back my bow, and in Draconic, I'm going to say, I won't miss this time. And then I'm going to let it go.
This like arrow, like it smiles as you hit into it, and this light just kicks you guys back. Everybody, you slide back another 10 feet. All of you guys have to shield your eyes as this blast from this creature, just like the light had been contained within it, suddenly shatters. And now, in the place of the dragon, you see something that looks like an angel. Floating in the center with ginormous wings, completely made of light, translucent, a creature, a thing.
Does it look like the one from the lighthouse?
It's hard to tell. It is so bright. You cannot see form or face. You just see light and shape and wings. And this creature kind of looks down at you and like nods for a second, flies down, and then touches your face. And we're going to end the session.
We just got it.
What kind of loot do we get from a dragon? Give us loot, man.
Life!
Not a real dragon.
Yay! Good job. You guys actually, in just like 2.5, 3 rounds, took down a young gold dragon.
Yeah, but we almost died several times.
That is fair. I mean,
Wait, is it raffle time?
happy 2019.
Yeah, happy
We have a raffle.
No one went
Did that guy win?
I don't think he was he
No.
in chat?
Either of the people were not in there.
That was a great game.
Yeah. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
So fun.
What?
Plug yourself. Tell us about what you're doing.
Sure. Well, I play Dungeons and Dragons on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. on this same channel on D&D for Dice Camera Action, where I play the same character with some other awesome players, as well as Chris Perkins, our DM. And so we would love to see you there. And I also play on lots of other channels, but if you want to follow me, I usually tweet or Instagram about it. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Anna Prosser. And we will also see you, the entire cast of Dice Camera Action will be at PAX South, and we'll have our merch there if you want to pick some up and or meet us or watch us play a game and lots of other stuff. So tune into Dice Camera Action or watch social for updates on what we're going to be doing at PAX South.
And next week will be our last one of this little
Arc of the season.
Arc of the season, but then we'll be back soon after, hopefully. And raffle, I guess. Let's pick a new winner and hope they're in chat.
New raffle? New
Oh,
raffle?
Be Precious, congratulations!
Ping us.
But are they
Touch our
in
mugs.
chat?
But are you? They're in chat. You won. An amazing Destiny
You get
shirt.
an awesome shirt.
Yeah, don't forget to message us
Message us on Twitter
with your size
info
and
what
where to
size you
send
want.
it.
And that's it, you guys. That's it. Thank you
Well,
so
thank
much,
you so
Anna.
much.
Thank you, everybody
Thank
else.
you.
Thank you,
Special
crew.
guest next week.
We do.
Do we?
Potentially. Keep to your Twitter. Keep to your Twitter because there
Follow
might be
us
some
on
announcements.
Instagram
about
and
this.
Twitter at Girls Guts Glory for updates.
All right, you guys. Bye. Have a good
Maybe.